All right. Who wants to recap the last session?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Well, I don't have my notes because Mike got him out. But if I remember correctly, um, Stefan had do some shit to get um someone.
For the
Um,
duration of the recap, would you mind speaking through James's mic?
bro, you're not talking about the right recap, bro. There ain't no way you're talking about the right recap, bro.
Last time.
Okay. If you want the cheat
Um,
sheet, I also managed to get the whole recap down this time, at least most of it.
nice, nice. From what I remember, Zorg ended up going to talk to Johnny and ended up learning a few things about the mark and the god that he's supposed to kind of be serving, but not really in full servitude, just here and there to learn some tricks. He
Johnny
ended up
Gust.
learning.
So yeah, Johnny Gust belongs to a family that has many champions of Gale, the god of air and freedom. And yes, Johnny basically taught Zorg some basics on how to use magic, which was wind magic, which was aided by Zorg's Mark of Nile. But yes, continue.
Um, Zorg pretty much tells Johnny that he also wants to have his revenge against a certain god, and that he doesn't plan on serving really any god. He wants to do it with his own strength.
That is what Zorg wants, although Johnny did say you basically don't have the power of a god. This is the power of the gods, and do you think you can match it? And do you remember what Zorg's response was?
Was that whenever he tried to tell him about the Thunder Crystal?
You didn't tell him, but yes, that is the gist of what he was trying to allude to.
But Johnny doesn't fully know that it's a Thunder Crystal.
That is correct, and Johnny thinks that Zorg just got was a victim of a con artist, because Zorg has this supposedly powerful artifact that can rival the gods that he can't show Johnny for some reason.
And I don't remember what Zorg called the the rock, but yeah, like you said,
I
Johnny
don't
was
think
very skeptic of it.
he didn't give it any name. Like he didn't even say that I've got lightning powers or I've got some rock. He was extremely vague about it, effectively saying like I have something. Like he didn't
Uh,
go into great detail.
I thought he said something about a rock, but my bad.
I mean, he might have, but either way, it would have been too vague for Johnny to really piece anything together.
Yeah. And Pyre ended up returning to his grandfather. Tried to prepare smithing or enhancing a magic item for the tournament. Ended up meeting a thick female gnome.
Specifically, what Pyre's intention was for returning to his grandfather was effectively trying to improve his armor, both boosting it up to full plate mail armor as well as trying to basically get it to enhance something, like making it multifunctional and such. But yes, continue.
Pyre being Pyre and having his opinion about females a certain way, ended up testing her patience, and I guess they had to try and straighten a few things out, and trying to, I guess, change a person's views in certain ways.
I wouldn't exactly call throwing punches at each other, well, going straight into insults, patience. Because it was a very heated exchange as soon as Pyre started effectively being racist and sexist to her.
And I don't really remember how the battle went, but hopefully Pyre's still alive.
Yes. So, the specifics about what happened during that encounter is, so, Pyre returns to Runescar and hopes to refine a magical item in time for the Tournament of Steel. Kind of to showcase, like, in a sense, like, showcase what little he's learned from Runescar, try to make Runescar proud, because this is a very big event. And he sees a female gnome. At the time, he basically thinks that the gnome's Runescar's mistress, because he can't, his Dragonborn brain, his privileged Dragonborn brain can't accept that a lowly gnome and female would be under Runescar's tutelage. When he voices his discontent, the female gnome does get angry and stands up to confront him. And the whole time, he's still effectively belittling her. He was given, to shorten the encounter, he was basically given a very painful reality check. His views have been shaken somewhat. The female gnome used a power of a shape-shifting suit of armor and basically harnessed the powers of God and punched Pyre within an inch of his life.
7 rat bites to be precise.
My inner emo, like, hurt.
The two bickered philosophy for a while. Well, all three of them effectively bickered philosophy for a while, but eventually Pyre decided to, in the way he put it, he decided to lower himself down to her level. Runescar did voice that he wishes for the two of them to get along because they are he believes that the two of them would achieve great things, especially if they were to work together, similar to the two gods of innovation, the two gods of creation, Arcus, the god of blacksmithing and mastery, and Zygon, the god of fire and innovation. They achieved great things when they had a working relationship, though now they are separated. And jury's well, as far as you guys know, jury's out on whether or not this is an improvement or a detriment. To both the gnome and Pyre, the prospect of the two of them getting along and working together, that seems impossible. Their reaction was basically, what, with this asshole? Let me see if there was anything else that was missed. the party decided to enter the Tournament of Steel. You considered nicknames like Monica's Bitches, the Fate Strikers, various names like that. I forget what Ash suggested a cannibal name, I think. I forget. I feel like that's what he did. But the name that you guys settled on, that you decided would be the most accurate, would be the Dysfunctionals, which will go nicely with the previous champions, with a previous group champion's name, the Sirkava's Folly. The Festival of Prosperity is underway, and we saw many characters celebrating throughout the town. The streets are filled with food stalls. There are various performances going all around town, when there's discounts going all around for the celebration. Some light archers belonging to Lumen, the god of light, are putting on a light show and using their bows to shoot arrows of light into the sky. Some fire mages are throwing fire magic into the sky, which effectively mimics fireworks. Some musicians are flying throughout the streets, playing music as they surf across the wind. There were some tribal drummers were enhancing the atmosphere and improving the health of the crowd through their music. Like all sorts of NPCs you got a glimpse of, as well as various cultures from across the continent, effectively, or various skills from across the continent. Zlail saw an older Kenku who was walking around repeating various sounds that he heard around him. And the two ended up playing a duet together. And let's see. I think we've touched on most of the broad points. Zorg. I think we can revisit the point on Zorg as well, just a little bit. Zorg. Although Johnny did try to talk Zorg into exploring other options, Zorg seems very dead set on carrying out his vendetta and goal of punishing the gods. He didn't specify who. He said that he believes some of the gods need to be punished, but he didn't readily throw out any names yet. But other than that, I believe we've covered most of the important notes. Oh yeah, and Stefan sent letters to both his target's workplace and his effectively the guy he's intending to frame, that guy's workplace as well. He signed them as being from the Phantom, and the gist of the letters was basically the victim, Winston Berg, is given a warning that basically someone's out to get him, I believe. And the guy who will be framed was told that someone's envious of him or someone's jealous of him. So yeah. Players are already preparing their schemes.
Yes, yes. Of course. Gotta entertain the dragon.
Anything for a wand of the Pact Keeper.
Plus two. Yeah.
Yes. All right.
Who knows? If I get it good enough entertainment, he might even up it.
We'll see. We'll see. All right. All right. So, you guys... Alright. Unless there's anything you guys want to do before the Golden Rooster Hunt, you guys will effectively meet together and you can decide what you want to do. Right now, you guys are kind of separated a little bit because Ash went off to get training from the Plague Doctor this morning. Pyre went off to meet his grandfather. Zorg went off to meet with Johnny. So you guys are currently separated. If you want
Is
to do
this the
something
next
else separate.
morning?
No,
Is
this is still the same morning that you sent
Okay,
those
we're
letters.
still a couple of days away from that meeting. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But right
'Cause
now
I've
you
got
guys are
other
separate.
notes to deliver.
Okay. All right. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, so you guys are currently separated. If there's something you want to do individually, now's the time.
Alright, about how much time did you say we had before the tournament?
I mean, well, the Golden Rooster Hunt is what you're asking for, right?
Yeah. The cock thing.
Thing is, you've already met with the Plague Doctor, so that's a good chunk of your morning. I don't think you would. Well,
Okay, well then I can just
Yeah.
wait my turn till we're all together. Yeah. No biggie. I don't want to take anybody's time.
I guess technically Stefan has done his thing as well. We'll just say that all of you are together. If there's something you guys want to do just before you guys meet back up again, then feel free to ask.
Well, one thing I did want to do while I was thinking about it was to get Monica to load a dimension door into my Pearl so that I could use it if I needed it.
Wait, it can do that?
Yeah.
What?
The Pearl of Power?
Pearl of Power?
Doesn't it store spells or is it just replace?
No,
spells?
it gives you an extra spell slot up to 3rd level when you crush it.
Okay, never mind. Oh, you gotta crush it?
I believe you have to crush it. I can't remember if it's
It
It says
consumable.
this is on
No,
your
it just
turn.
has a command word. This is the literal
Oh,
description.
never mind. I'm thinking
This is
of
literal
something
description.
else. But yeah, it can only go up to 3rd level, I
I'm
believe.
sorry, I mistook what it was. Never mind. I thought it was a storage device.
Yeah, you're thinking of Ring of Spell Storage, I think is what you're thinking of.
Well, people use different items for spell storage.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, that is true.
I once played a game where somebody had the bicycle as spell storage. I'm not making that up. Don't ask. It was not a serious game. In case you can't tell.
All right.
If you're
Um,
entering a bicycle races or something, I guess that would be good.
That would be super useful. Imagine Dimension Door on your bicycle.
Yeah,
I win the race.
you're closing in, you pop the engine door. 500 feet ahead of everybody.
Man, talk about steroid scandal.
Yeah.
Just do it behind the corner so that no one tries to disqualify you for using magic. All right. So yeah, Monica cannot do that.
Yeah,
due
okay,
to
never
her-
mind that. I mistook what the item was. I'm sorry. It just replaces a spell I've cast. That's okay.
Yep.
Not a problem.
All right.
I just make things work a little different.
Anyone else want something very quick to do before you guys meet up? And this is not necessarily like you guys are headed towards the Golden Rooster Hunt. This is sometime before it. All right.
Well,
So
I
Nope.
think I've talked about this between sessions, but yes, Pyre does a little bit of work into making sure those two miners have something of a place to go to and potentially a second avenue of acceptable work between being fired from the mine.
I mean, being fired is one way of putting it.
Before I
free.
after I liquidated their contracts that they signed up for themselves.
Yep. But who knows? Maybe you did them a favor. Maybe they didn't want to work there anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't either with all those ants and near-death experiences. So that's
Alright.
Pyre's Day.
All right. So you guys get your odds and ends out of the way. You've all met up. You do have some time up before the Golden Rooster hunt, if there's anything you guys want to do. You've only heard a little bit about the Golden Rooster hunt details. Apparently that this is an event that's been happening for about 10 years. No one's ever successfully captured the Golden Rooster before. And there have been deaths. Some people have died in this tournament, though participants attacking other participants with lethal spells or lethal weapons is restricted. You can punch them, though. There's nothing against a good old grapple or a good old fisticuffs.
So we're in the group, right?
Yep, you're all together.
Where would we essentially be? Like, what's their surrounding look like?
I'd say it's wherever you guys would want to, like, meet up, because all of you were off doing your own thing, so you probably would have set a meeting point, whether it's at a tavern or in the town square or wherever you guys wanted to be. If you
Probably
want.
someplace
Let's
where
do-
we can have lunch,
The
like some
tavern.
inn.
You can have lunch inside or outside, because there are a bunch of food stalls selling all sorts of foods out there. Some
Oh, yeah, that's
some of which
right.
are exotic.
Maybe we'd meet by the food court. That way we can each pick out things we want to eat.
Okay.
You mean the one by the plaza?
The one by the Colosseum that will have the Tournament of Steel. Okay. That is where the food court is mainly. So you guys meet up. So shortly after Zorg finishes speaking with Johnny, the camera does follow him as you guys all meet up back in the food let's just say part of the food court overlooks the allows you to see fights that are going on in the Colosseum. And you guys managed to snag a table. You're probably about 5 or 6 floors up, and you snag a table that allows you to directly look in on some of the one-on-one exhibition matches or whatever fights they have going on in the Colosseum at the moment.
I turn, look
guys,
at the group.
we're entering the group exhibition, huh?
Yep, the
That should
group
be
X.
Wow.
interesting.
That was the plan, I assumed.
Yeah,
After all, we are dysfunctional.
yeah. We don't want to be dysfunctional alone.
No,
The
and we
group
certainly
dysfunctional.
don't want to disappoint the town. How else will they get their comedic kicks?
Yeah. Right.
So what's your... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Has anybody gathered any info on this chicken?
On this what?
On this chicken?
Oh, you guys have fun with that. I am not going anywhere near that contest. I have other plans today.
I mean, even if you don't join, have you heard any rumors so far?
No.
You can come watch our hero here. Ash, go after the chicken.
If I have spare time, I've made some appointments today that I'd like to follow up on.
If someone makes it lead, I think it's in the bag.
Conveniently today, your appointment is a bit of time after the Golden Rooster hunt. So you could
Ow.
attend. Yeah.
Oh, he looks like he's like thinking about. He's like, I'll find time to watch, but you won't find me in that little gaggle playing.
How about you watch next to us? They might have something we need.
I am not using my mastery of fate to help you, if that's what you're asking.
you could give me a hand if I fall.
Hmm.
If you catch
I'll-
the rooster, we'll give you a hand. We'll give you a round of applause.
Yeah. I'll make sure there's no squirrels nearby this time.
You're going to get a boost from Monica, and I should going to make you fly, and I'm going to make you go fast.
Yeah, see, you already have all the help you need.
Yeah.
You ashamed to be seen next to your cousin?
Mm. Flattery will get you, or not flattery, that is definitely not flattery. Vague hints at embarrassment or whatever will not get you anywhere. Flattery might, but not this time. I've seen how these events go in the past. They're usually all the same.
Well,
Nobody ever gets the golden rooster.
Can you help me get some info?
Yeah, but it's fun to watch.
Oh, I'm sure. Yes, it's fun to watch the first few times. It's like
So you've watched.
dinner
So
and-
you've watched it before. So wait, you've
I-
been here for 1 year.
you mentioned I was somewhere between 1 and 2 years, right?
1
So
2
it would
years.
make sense
Okay.
that he would have seen this at least once, right?
Oh, if
Not
that's
even
the
have
case,
tried it
then
the
it's
first time.
then I can actually tell you some of the things that actually happened there.
Oh, God.
Hmm.
Yeah, give me something. I'll give him.
We're gonna go into private chat.
Okay. Bye, guys. I'll be back.
Goodbye.
Yep. Let me just move you. As soon as I can figure out how to move you.
You guys just drag me, my friend.
Just drag. All right. Uh-oh. My Discord crashed. Hello, my Discord crashed. Okay.
Very, very smooth. I was wondering why you had no camera.
Okay. So you have watched the Golden Rooster Hunt, huh? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Had to entertain yourself somehow.
So, you have seen people try to petrify this thing, freeze it in blocks of ice, try to eject the soul out of its body and try to put it back in. You have seen people try to mind control it, try to blind it and dull its senses. But this rooster has all sorts of tricks up its sleeve. You have seen it bounce magic back. You have seen it put its soul back into its body. You have seen it unpolymorph itself. You've seen it teleport. You have seen it
Oh my Jesus.
throw things, throw objects back at people. You have seen it you summon darkness, summon massive illusions. You have seen him confuse
Wait, the chicken?
people.
The chicken summoned illusions?
Yes,
Or
you
are you
have
saying
seen
it's-
all manners of crazy things from this chicken.
Okay.
All
Do I
sorts
have
of
any
crazy
idea what it
things.
is? Like it actually is?
I mean, it's a golden rooster. It's literally a rooster that looks golden. I'm not sure if you can see it right now, but I'm going to show it to all players. If the picture didn't show up in Roll20, then
Give me a second. I walked away. It has not shown up for me.
okay. Let me just go onto the world map and drag the token out and then show you. I mean, it's literally a golden rooster. Literally.
Oh my god. Alright, sure.
Like, very literally.
So as
rooster
far
that
as I
looks
can
like it's
tell,
made out
other
of
than
gold.
it being
Yep.
golden, it's actually not some mythical creature, at least outwardly.
Doesn't seem like a mythical creature.
Like it's not a
outwardly.
polymorph dragon or something like that.
Who knows? It could possibly be, but as far as appearances are concerned, it's a chicken that looks like it's made out of solid gold. And
How
you have
common
seen
are
it
dragons?
do-
Actually, that's a question. How common are dragons in your setting? I know Dragonborn and Zygon, I believe, takes the form of a Dragonborn or a dragon, but What about just normal dragons?
After the World
that a
War,
thing?
after the World War, most of the dragons were banished to the other continent because the god that created a lot of dragons sided with the god principally
The other
who created
ones.
them. Yeah,
Mhm.
the other ones. But there are still few dragons left over here, but it's very rare.
Do they still typically go by the rules of their color determines their alignments and personalities usually?
No. No, for the most part, all of them function as angels, essentially. There's no Tiamat, there's no evil
There's no Bahamut.
dragon
Okay.
gods. Yeah, no Bahamut. They're
Interesting.
effectively
All
angels,
right.
yeah.
Well, then as far as Secret's concerned, this thing must be a dragon. It's the only way that thing that makes sense.
Yep. But at the very least, this is not a normal
The
golden
normalized chicken. All right, got it. You want me to go back up?
Alright, yep, you can feel free to tell them whatever you want.
So, Secret will lean back in his seat as he kind of looks over at Ash like he's thinking about something. And then he looks over at Stefan and says, "Let me ask you a question, Stefan.
Sure.
Do you want me to spoil the fun, or do you want Ash to run into all of it by himself?"
You could give him a couple of hints. I think
Okay.
he wants to catch that thing if he can. You know,
Oh.
don't spoil it, but give him a couple of hints.
All right, I'll give you the. How about I give you the worst thing I've seen this chicken do to somebody, or do to counter somebody? There was a, self-proclaimed master necromancer who joined the tournament once. The necromancer thought if he knocked the soul out of the chicken's body, he could simply walk up to the rooster and grab it and catch it. Well, he was successful in expelling the rooster's soul, except the rooster's soul found its way back into the body on its own, countering the magic. That's probably the worst I've seen, but I've seen it counter all kinds of magical effects. Some of them just as dastardly and masterful, and some of them just as benign. My point being that it is, in my opinion, no mere rooster. I do not know what it is. Me, personally, I think it's a dragon, but I can't prove it. Just keep in mind that if this thing can forcibly put its soul back in its body after having its soul removed, I don't think just running up to it is going to be the answer here. You're going to have to be more clever, but probably in a non-magical way. Although I did once see it teleport on its own, so yeah. I don't know if it's inherently anti-magic as a property or if it has specific spells that it knows how to use, but it's gold for a reason. And that reason is because it's better than you.
I have a question, Secret.
Hmm?
What is the closest you've seen someone to catching it?
My guess is probably the necromancer who knocked its soul out of its body. I honestly thought he would do it, but
And he still came back. That.
It also eats darkness if you try to blind it.
Is this a god?
They have theorized as such. It could be a dragon or an angel or something. I guess being a dragon would be dangerous for its health given the state of dragons now, and given who made them, and people aren't exactly happy with that god, but that's a whole other story. It could be a god. I think more than likely it is either a creation of a god or potentially a celestial in disguise.
Wonder if any particular house might have something to do with the damn thing.
Well, considering the house that really puts on the festival here, it could also be an actual construct by the House of Steel, but it did have a soul to knock out of its body, so it can't be
That's
just a
true.
pure construct. Now, a construct with the soul of a chicken, perhaps. Which would be a scary thought, by the way. Efficacies aside.
Naive and destructive.
I think your best bet, Ash, is potentially to use more mundane means. Flight is probably okay, but this thing, I've seen it counter all kinds of strong magical spells. People have tried to outpace it and grab it physically, but magic is pretty much off the table. And I would not be surprised if at some point when you're flying at it, if your flight suddenly stopped working. Just be prepared for a hard landing.
Whoa,
Well, he doesn't have to keep the
question.
concentration up, so that
We'll
helps.
see what
True.
I'll do. The real question is, can I talk to him? Can I make it my friend?
Huh. Jorah, have I seen it talk?
You have not seen it talk. It clucks like a rooster, but you do also know that they tend to like leave the rooster out in the field in advance. Anyone can walk up and like ogle at it, and can walk
Just
up
don't
and
touch it.
ogle at it. But yeah, don't touch it. Essentially.
Can I eat it?
Sorry, Monica was about to say something.
Yeah, I mean, effectively, Monica was about to say that.
Oh.
But yeah, you can
Yeah,
have the
I
information.
know that. Yeah, I know they leave it out on the field before the thing, so you can, go up to it, get a good look at it. It even lets you get pretty close to it beforehand, before the contest starts. Just don't try to touch it.
Can
I've
I
seen
eat
some
it?
things. No, I just said don't touch it. I believe eating you have to touch it to do that, unless you have some other method.
I'm not trying to eat it. Can I feed it?
Oh, feed it. I
give
thought
it
you said. I thought you said eat it as a player.
That's what I heard too. That's definitely what I heard too.
Well,
and that
that's
would have been in character. Yes, it's
that's
still in
what I thought. I
character.
thought he was just being Ash, like Ash would say. No. I will say this: I have never seen it communicate, but I am also not a druid. I have never seen anybody try to feed it, as far as I know. But I would expect potentially, while I think it is an interesting idea, I would potentially be prepared for it to be smarter than that. Then again, I don't know how long you actually have to hold it for it to consider to be caught.
You need to put it in a cage that's about 1,000 feet
Oh.
away.
Oh,
You actually have to
oh.
take it to the cage. So if the food works and you can lure it to the cage, just keep in mind it's the one cage and everybody who participates knows about that cage.
Well, then it'd be nice to have some fucking backup out there kicking ass while I'm, whipping up some delicious fucking food, right?
Well, yeah, sure. I'm sure you would love that, but I'm here to watch.
Zorg's the only one there.
I will tell you this. Good luck. There's a reason why I'm not getting involved in that. I've seen too many people get almost killed. They're probably going to want my services as a healer at some point, if I'm going to be honest.
Ash just sniffs all up in the air, and it's like, smells like pussy.
Smells like what?
Pussy.
Oh. Well, it's very nice of you to notice I am a tabaxi. Meow, if you prefer.
Are y'all really that scared? Fear strong.
Did you ignore everything I said about the soul being ejected and coming back to its body on its own? This is not simply a golden rooster. This is something that even master necromancers almost died trying to catch and failing. Masters of life and death. I get the feeling this chicken would not care about someone with as slight pull on fate as I have. I am not Sir Kava. So, call it what you... Oh, sorry. Call it what you will.
Yeah, furball.
Yeah, well, what can I say? I'm a tabaxi after all. I am not suicidal, although I am many things.
Okay, if our hero here gets himself severely injured, can we run out and heal him?
I believe that's not against the rules, yes, and I will be on hand to help out with that if it
Okay.
comes down to that. I believe that's not against the rules, Draw, right? Like, healer.
It's not
No,
against the rules to
if
heal him.
if he gets injured, it is not against the rules for us to go and tend to him.
If I may, I did have some considerations about this, Pyre says,
Hmm.
and he's playing with something in his hands. The rules of the game is as important as the chicken itself. Does anyone remember them?
You have to grab the chicken, and you have to be the one that puts the chicken in the cage. The cage is in a specific location on the field.
Yep, it's a small. In fact, I could probably. In fact, Monica would flip her notebook around. She had been sketching this whole time, and she says, "I remember reading something about a strange chicken. There were some news articles I remember seeing from the library related to the House of Crown. It's this golden cage that has feathers, streamers, and all sorts of festive things strewn all around it. It's as small as a bird cage, though."
Now, what I'm not sure about, because I've never saw anybody try it, I don't know if the cage has to stay where it is or if you can bring the cage with you. But if you can, just keep in mind, it's the only cage on the field. People will fight you for it if they think you have a plan.
Pyre nods, and with two of us thinking that, that means there are at least 3 primary choke points for a fight with the other contestants. The first being the start. That's when everyone is near each other, and like any other race, an accidental tripping would be quite convenient. The next is catching the bird. If you're able to catch it, you have to return to the cage with it. And the third, as you said, is if someone has the brilliant idea to move the cage. There is no rule about not being able to move the cage, only that the chicken must be put inside the cage or returned in the cage.
I would
Now, there is a time frame. Doesn't go on forever. So with your suggestion of a illusion, Stefan, the easiest way to remove the riffraff is to not distract them, but make them think that the cage is still there.
That'd be good if I could do it, but I don't have any illusion spells.
There is one other thing I will not spoil it. I've seen the chicken cast illusions itself. So the reason I bring that up is there's a very good chance the chicken might also let you think you've caught it when it's not even in your arms. Did I mention this
Most
thing is an utter
illusions don't
menace?
Hold up when you have it in your arms.
True.
Because he could be using a phantasmal set of spell, which does make you think that it's physically present.
Yeah.
That depends on how high of a level of a caster, power level of the caster the chicken is.
And
I
it
will
might
again.
not even be the chicken that does that.
This is true. I'm not 100% sure if the chicken is just painted gold, a metallic gold, and there's a wizard behind the scenes, or if it's a polymorphed druid, or as I said before, a celestial. Given the kind of things I've seen it do, I do believe that there is a powerful spellcaster at work. Whether the caster is the chicken itself or a third party, I do not know. But
And
nobody seems to have
unless
figured that out.
My education is sorely lacking, I can confirm that it is not a god.
I don't think it's a god either. I think a god would have better things to do.
and be a chicken.
Laughs in Surkava.
Even Dad.
I don't assume to understand the full mindset of a deity.
But I do agree. I don't think it's a deity. But one of the deity's creations, such as a celestial, is not completely out of the question.
Mm-hmm.
After all.
So, Zorg, while it may be a chicken, it's best to approach it as if any amount of force will be met
Ash
with
is the one trying to
resistance
catch
if
it.
applied incorrectly. Oh, I thought
Zorg's
Zorg was
going
going as
after
well.
Zorg is also.
Well, Zorg is going as well, but never mind. You're right. It was Ash that was talking though at the time.
Yes, but Zorg is
Yeah,
stronger.
I've been trying to get a team because, like, I still don't think that only 2 players will be enough. And as I know and hear y'all saying that y'all are scared to participate because y'all fear
I
death.
can't hear him.
It says
Can you hear me now?
Yes, barely. I'm gonna turn down the music from the game. I think that might help. The problem is I already have you at 200%. I can't turn you up anymore.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, man. Like,
No, it's not your. Well, I won't lie to you. It
sorry
could
I'm
be your
poor.
fault.
I'm sorry I'm poor. Lord forgive me.
Okay, I've turned down
Take-
the music. Speaketh again.
So, I understand that y'all fear death, and as y'all continue to say that y'all don't want to really participate because of that fear, it seems highly impossible for just 2 people to do this mission.
And
So,
what are you trying to do? Are you trying to goad us into joining you?
yeah, like, for real, come on.
No. Maybe you might have a better chance of getting Pyre involved than myself.
I'm trying to get
I've seen enough. Now, if you want, I'll get Cassie to come with you, or come with me. Perhaps he can use his power of luck to help you. But, and again, I will heal you if things come down to it. If the fighting gets serious, I will come help. But I'm not going to waste my time trying to catch a chicken that I have seen best even the most powerful of spellcasters. I have no chance.
My reasoning is simple. Were I to lower myself to the status of chasing chickens, I present myself into a position where my honor, and not just mine but that of my family, could be tarnished should I fail. I have not done sufficient preparation to catch the chosen chicken, while others have prepared for years or longer for this moment. Now, there is some armor I've been working on at past time, and he holds up the chains he's been holding in his hands. It's 3 interlocked rings. And I've been wondering if you were to put pressure on these, which one would be the most likely to break or wear, or how to make it sturdier with the minimum amount of effort.
And what have you found?
Well, that's the thing, I haven't found it yet. I suppose I was fishing for input. I have the mechanics down and the traditions, but I have been pulled several times that I should go to others for input.
Well, wouldn't it be the edges? The edges would be the weak point, yes?
You would think. But it's also where they're connected, but if properly smithed, say with magic, then there would be no linking of a ring. It would be one solid piece. Now, on its own, it would be simple enough, but with 3 of them, they compensate when you pull at one, the other 2 move down, and, well, it becomes more difficult.
Are you saying that this could be used to give Ash and Edge, Ash and Zorg and Edge.
He looks at you, and with all the sarcasm he can muster, I would never do something like that. But it does make you wonder what the limits are of something that is a circle without end. But as to what we were saying before, I'm sorry for the change of subject. If you are to coerce something that is incredibly more powerful than you, how do you get it to do what you want it to?
Now, as Ash pointed out, trying to feed it and communicate with it, I assume, would be the next most logical action if almost all forms of force have been exhausted.
Mm-hmm. And since others in the competition will be more skilled than Ash or Zorg, then why even try to force it when you could take the easier path before others even attempt it? So,
ask it nicely.
yeah, exactly. If
That-
only someone here could talk to animals.
Don't look at me.
I mean, it's a skill that I've only heard recently about.
I feel like we got that covered. We will just need more hands to fight off the other contestants. The chicken
Now-
that kills the other contestants can't kill you because then I guess they're technically disqualified, breaking rules. You don't
They can
gotta-
Yes,
punch
but
you.
accidents happen.
They can punch you, they can do non-lethal things to you, technically, so long as it does... So, like, they can throw up smoke clouds, and they can even, like, do, drug you with sleep powders and stuff like that. Those are allowed. It's just, like, lethal violence is not allowed.
Tell that to the chicken who had its soul evicted and had to put its soul back in its body very quickly.
Messy work. The man should have used a
Don't worry
jar.
about the chicken. Just help me with the other contestants.
feel like
Kicking
I-
out a soul is no small feat, but kicking it out without a place to store it, that's, well, short-sighted.
Okay, but I do not see Ash with a soul gem or the ability to knock a soul out of its body.
No, I don't, but
The chicken.
I believe every one of us has an opportunity to solve this challenge that's presented before us, but the question is how much effort we put into it. I will never chase a chicken. I will die before that happens. But measuring myself against other contestants to protect a friend, that is something I could help with. That doesn't require too much preparation. A little bit of research into who else is signed up for the competition.
You're trying to rope me into this, aren't
It would
you?
probably be a good thing for the person to have chasing that chicken would be tree sight.
Oh, that
would
way
be
if it was
useful.
There where it's supposed to be, and what everybody else was doing, and all kinds of stuff.
Yes.
It's really good. Too bad we
I
don't
think
have
the
that.
whole party should join in, you know?
If the whole party joins in, that means the share you get from winning is smaller.
Not
Are
really.
we really concerned about what we win?
No, I was just pointing it out. I think I have enough money to retire if I really wanted to.
With low standards, yes.
Hides how much money
How-
he actually has in his bag.
You have like a month worth.
So
No,
do
I
just
have
gotta
way
roll for
more than that.
persuasion At this point, or what?
So,
How much money you guys got?
I'm not telling you shit.
Come on, tell me, bro. You know, Zorg wants to know.
just
Um,
dragging like a coin purse behind me.
Yeah, how's your coin purse looking? Can I inspect this
And
coin
it-
purse?
No.
There's like a rivet of broken cobblestones behind Pyre. That's how heavy it is.
Zorg tries to sneak up on Pyre.
You can do it. Pyre does not care, Zorg.
That actually reminds me. Oh, I was gonna go look for something today. Beforehand.
We have our roles at least. Ash, Zorg, you two are the chicken chasers.
Mm-hmm.
I can protect the chicken chasers. Secret, you can intervene if you see fit with your talents for when things go unplanned.
Stefan, what non-lethal abilities do you have?
Stefan. The chest.
What?
The genie's respite.
Oh. What about it?
Could we trap the chicken in it?
No,
Ooh. Can we not?
can't trap the chicken in it. I'm the only one who can go in it right now.
True. You'd have to be able to take it in there. No, well, I tried.
If I had the chicken, I could bring it in there with me, but that would, that would entail catching the chicken, and I don't think I can do that.
So we'll try to
Secret.
convince the chicken.
The secret, a little thing to note is also at the start of the festival, the organizer of the event. This is organized by the House of Wild by Patriarch Jack Wild, and at the start of the event, he downplays how difficult it is to catch this golden rooster. He makes his young, not even 13-year-old son, run out, grab the chicken, and put it in the cage to outline exactly how easy it is.
Right, because the chicken's trained to do so.
No, the chicken does. Possibly. You see the chicken put its wings up, try to run away, get captured, and flailing the whole time as it's put in the cage.
So they put up an act.
It likes the innocence of a child.
Yeah, Ash, you're innocent. You eat people.
Fine. I will help out in my capacity as a seer, but I am not chasing the damn thing.
I don't know how many kids have actually attempted this. Do you know, Secret?
Did I see any kids at this event last year?
All of them were grown adults.
No, I've
And-
never seen a kid do it.
And there is you must be this old in order to join requirements. Likely
And they have a
because
minimum
there's a
age.
risk of death. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a minimum age due to the danger levels of the golden rooster.
I think that's actually a point that I hadn't considered. Stefan, maybe you would fill up to researching that? I think you happen to know one of the more innocent people who are of age.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think just because Monica's innocent, she's gonna be able to catch the chicken
No,
if that's
I
what you're
don't
going
think so
to.
either.
You never know.
And I
It
don't
could
think
be
she
a
would
backup plan.
I don't think her mother would approve of her joining in this folly.
Yeah, folly's the
watching
right
it,
word.
Taking notes, but
Like she does what Mama
participating, I
always
don't think
said.
so. I think if
I don't
let her
think it's about-
participate, I'd be in a lot of trouble.
I was gonna say, I don't think it's what she wants to do, what Mama does. It's the fact that Stefan is honor bound by what Mama wants.
Well, that's true. I have pledged to protect
Stefan?
her and keep her from harm.
Yes, but let's discuss that. We haven't gone into details with that. So protect her and from harm. How do you interpret that?
Interpret that as anything that could possibly do harm to her. I try to keep her away from. Remember, we went
So-
down to the sewers looking around for her, or I did. I don't know if the rest of you had that in mind, but
Pyre looks at his nails and looks back to Stefan. So you've allowed her to leave a room, and you allow her to have things that are not padded. That's interesting. And she's in Veer. I know crime is quite common here. You've seen that yourself. So, how are you doing with your job?
So far, so good.
All right. So, it's not about removing things that are harmful, because if you did that, she wouldn't be here.
Well, her mother wants her to experience life, but doesn't want her endangered or bad things to happen to her. That's where I come
Yeah.
in.
Secret,
Hmm.
I have questions about you as a healer. Have you ever had an instance where you had to do something harmful or even painful to a patient to help them?
Yes.
Why?
Well,
Isn't it your goal to heal someone and undo harm?
of course, but sometimes if you want the skin to heal right, you have to pull out the knife.
Pyre turns back to Stefan. So, if Monica doesn't get the experience, she'll be in more harm than if she waits until she needs it.
She learns by watching.
Yeah, but some kids have to touch the stove.
Oh, yeah, she has. I mean, she's gotten out there. But when I can, I keep her away from the things that could be bad. She went into dungeons with us, took the same chance as the rest of us.
Yeah. Do you think her mother will be upset with her being dishonored should she fail?
No, her mother's not worried about whether she succeeds or fails at something.
All right, so politics aren't necessarily in play, at least in force. So, what other activities would you suggest Monica learn through experience firsthand?
No, she's been learning a lot of things. And as it goes along, she'll learn a lot more.
I am not sure yet, but I have seen hints of her potential, loath as I am to admit it.
She's got quite a bit of potential. She's an amazing young woman.
Hmm. So, I can't tell you how to do your job, but
No, you can't.
maybe instead of focusing on how you can protect her from harm, it'd be better to teach her how to protect herself from harm and avoid it in the first place.
Well, that is something that is not in her purview to learn yet.
Then that gives you a goal.
Yes, eventually she'll be able to start learning that, but that is not allowed right now, as are not other things.
All right, well, Ash, I am willing to commit to you my protection. Zorg, I think, can mostly take care of himself. He could walk as a. Should you be disabled, Zorg may be able to take your place. Secret, emergency, Stefan, observing? And possibly magical support, though I would prefer to avoid that.
Well, I guess if you're joining, I guess we can fill you in on our plan.
Well, you only need to sign up if you're catching the chicken, yes?
We want to catch the chicken, yes. But
You want to catch the chicken. I want to protect you while you catch the chicken. Thus, I don't need to pay the fee to sign up.
by we, I mean Zorg and I.
Ah, my mistake.
So, we want to catch the chicken, but we want to split the group. One's gonna go after the cage while I see what I can whip up. Being in survival mode with the plague dogs, I've pretty sure I've learned some interesting dishes.
I have little interest in monetary value. You can compensate me for my time, but as for the magical items promised, whatever the person who catches the chicken sees fit. I mean, I might want to examine things, experiment a bit, but in the end, it's the only knowledge you take with you is what you've learned in this life. Everything else is an illusion.
So, we said we were somewhere outside eating, as
Yep.
we kind of continue discussing about what we're going to be doing for you know, the chicken chase. I want to look around me and, what kind of people do I see around me?
What kind of people do you see around you? You see... In fact, I might as well just move them over. The people you see around you, you see a few tables that have, like, commoners and peasants, and then you see some familiar faces that you saw throughout the town sitting at nearby tables. They seem to be discussing something with each other. You see the Kenku that Zalile had a duet with. You see that giant scary Minotaur in a full suit of armor. You see the fully armored green mage that stopped a giant basically a giant boulder flying at him. You see an elephant with ice all around him. You see a light archer from the light show. You saw that musician that was flying through the streets playing her instrument, and you also see one of the war drummers.
I'm sitting down, are any of those players sitting around just eating?
The people sitting around, yeah, everyone, like, this is the food court, everyone's eating, or they finish their food and they're having conversation, basically. It's very loud here.
What do you think you want to have as a meal go after this chicken? Some buffalo wings or get in the mood?
That sounds tempting with some iron skin pepper. I look around,
Could you repeat that? I didn't hear that clearly.
as I look around, I'd like to try and approach the Minotaur.
Okay. You get up, and as you approach the table, you can overhear them discussing. So when's the big event? In a couple hours? Yeah, something about, yeah. I don't see what's so special about that golden chicken. But hey, it's free money, free items. Let's see, what would he say? The Kenku speaks up, and he says, Now, you've heard of its reputation. Obviously, there's more than meets the eye to this golden chicken. It's likely done fantastical things, even if the tournament organizer doesn't want to indulge anything. The second you underestimate your enemy is the second you lose. Great power can come in deceptive appearances. And at this point, like, you can approach a table if you want.
I'd like to approach the Minotaur and, would I have seen this guy sometime around last year since I've already, been here for a while?
No. You don't recognize him at the very least.
Huh. First time participating on the chicken thing, huh?
Yeah? What you're looking at right here is the whole team. You want to...
Everybody that you pretty much mentioned, the Kanku, the...
Yes. Pretty much all 4 of these people right here, if you're looking on the world map, they're right next to you.
Damn, that's a powerhouse. The lady seems intimidating.
The who?
The lady. Well, hold on, let me see if that's what I'm looking at. I'm still got the drummer, percussion lady on my screen.
Oh, the drummer?
Yeah.
I mean, that's... There are 2 different tables. That's not the table that the Minotaur is currently in. The Minotaur is currently on that table of those 4 images.
Yeah. Oh god, so yeah, no, either way, it's still a powerhouse. They have the mage, the elephant guy, and the Minotaur. I don't know how scared I should be of the Kanku, but he seems wise. Have any of y'all heard any rumors besides the chicken being deadly?
Alright. They would say... The Elephant Man speaks up. The woolly Elephant Man speaks up and he says, Well, I've heard that apparently a fireball went off and vaporized a man. I've heard something about some unfortunate people having their souls torn out of their body. Stuff like that. The Minotaur speaks up and says, Oh, and I believe those stories are absolute bullshit. Come on. Look at how puny the darn thing was. It's just some fancy showpiece that they dyed a golden color. Do you really think that something that powerful can just be caged and put away so easily?
It's been so hard. I wonder what the trick is.
Trick? What? Are you planning on participating in the Golden Rooster Hunt too?
I want to. Come on, Dad.
You want to join our team?
Turn back and look at my table.
He follows your gaze and he says, "Oh, I see. You've already got a team. Well, we'd best not be sharing information with competitors, right, Dimitri?" And he looks over at the Elephant Man. And Dimitri effectively, like, does the zip mouth, throw away the key gesture. And he says, the Minotaur Man looks... You're only 5 feet, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, this guy's probably around 7 feet. Not as tall as Pyre. Actually, is he as tall as Pyre? I know this is a very massive guy. He might actually be as tall as Pyre. He looks down at you. There's visible 3 foot of difference as as your gazes meet, and he says, all right, I don't know what to put it. I'm gonna crack open a soda. I feel like I've got a fog in my head. I'm gonna need some caffeine. Give me a sec. Okay. The Minotaur looks down at you. He still has like his full suit of armor on. He even has his helmet on right now. And he says, and he tells you, and he says, oh, actually, what do you know about that? Actually, he might. He knew that. I think. I forget if he sought you out because he knew you were the eating champion, so he probably knows a little bit about you. He says.
Is this
He
the same
says,
Minotaur that I did have an eating competition last time?
Could you repeat that?
Is this the same Minotaur that I lost the
Yes.
competition about eating last time?
Yes. And he looks down at you. He says, "Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what the famous Ash, champion of the Tournament of Steel, can do. I hope you don't disappoint us later today. Be sure to show us what you've got. And don't beat yourself up too badly about losing the eating contest. I'm sure you'll be able to do much better when you're in your element."
Yeah, whenever I really have an appetite next time.
He says, unlike the eating contest, there are no second chances with the Golden Rooster Hunt. You better give it your all. Otherwise, I'll be taking another win from you.
We'll just have to wait and see. Well,
We'll see if you're worth the hype, or if you've just become another washed-up champion. But I'm sure you won't disappoint, right?
nah. Don't think I will. And I'd like to throw however much money I need to cover for their food. Hope to see you there.
You're covering for their food. Okay.
Yeah.
Much appreciated, Ash. And at this point, you can ask him for his name if you want, if you would naturally like respond, yeah, no problem, or something like that.
Nah. I'd like to keep it without caring for his name. Because as a lizard folk, I'd probably call him Ox Guy.
Ox guy. All right. Much appreciated. Damn it. The Minotaur does burp a little bit. Excuse me. And he says, "You may have seen impressive people in the Tournament of Steel, but I think we'll make your heads roll. So do try to keep up." Alright. If there's anything else you want to say to him, you can feel free to. If not, you can leave the table and do whatever else you want to do.
I'll just go ahead and walk back to my table.
Okay. Zorg, is there anything you want to do?
No, not at the moment.
Not at the moment. What, you don't want to go into the field and see if you can talk with the Golden Rooster? Just in case you've forgotten, you do have Talk Animals as a ritual cast.
Yeah. So, can I cast that before the tournament starts?
You have to. For you, it's only available ritual cast, and ritual takes 10 whole minutes plus the casting time of the spell. Which is probably 6 seconds, I'd imagine.
Okay, Zorg is gonna cast, Speak with Animals, ritual cast.
Okay. That reminds me, I forgot to have Johnny ask. Well, we're gonna do... I'll have to ask it through Monica instead. So... Monica... So... You notice, Monica, as you're preparing to cast your spell, you notice Monica staring at something. So you are a bear totem, and that means that you do have something physical on your person to represent that you are a bear totem. What is that thing? Is it like a giant totem? Is it a little charm or a medallion? Is it a bear, or is it some other ferocious creature? What is your mark of status that shows that you are a bear totem barbarian?
It'd probably be a giant wolf, like, small little charm totem.
Charm totem. So would it be something like you would keep on your belt, something like a
Belt.
Yeah, some little figurine hanging off your belt?
Of
Okay.
like a giant wolf.
Okay. I imagine that with Speak with Animals, it's very likely that you would probably interact with whatever your charm is. I'm not sure if the charm is what gives you your power, or what have you, but how would you be starting this ritual casting of Speak with Animals? What would Zorg be doing? What would it look like?
Zorg would light a few candles and put them on 4 corners of himself, north, east, south, west. And he would sit in the middle. He'd focus very hard. And think
Okay.
in his mind about trying to speak with the animals, commune with nature.
Okay. Do you interact with your little totem charm at all? Is it anywhere in the little ritual circle? Or are you holding it? Or
It would be in Zorg's hands.
okay. In Zorg's hands. All right. Monica is just watching you. Watching you do all this, and she sees the little charm in your hands, and she's just kind of bugging you as you're trying to go through with your ritual. She says, "Ooh, what's that? When do you have that? When do you have this wolf charm? Are you praying? Is this customary of? I forget if you." Did you say about... Yes, you have spoken publicly about where you've come from, so she would say, is this the national animal of Zucani? Ooh, is this some vintage tribal cultural custom? Oh, it's so fascinating. And she's just kind of all around you, bugging you.
Zorg will be a little outraged that his ritual is being interrupted.
What are you going? How is that expressed?
He turns towards Monica and he gives her a very mean stare. And he yells
Ooh,
out,
is
"Do
this-
not interrupt me."
You must be becoming the wolf. Fascinating. That must be part of the ritual.
Zorg will just shake his head slowly.
Yes, embrace your inner animal. Don't mind me. I'll just be taking notes.
Zorg will continue with his ritual.
Did you tell this to, like, did you say to anyone, like, this is what I'm going to do, or do you just do it without saying anything?
Zorg just starts doing it. Doesn't tell nobody, he just starts doing his ritual.
Okay.
Fine, Sword. You walked off, right?
A little bit off to the side in a clear path. A clear area.
In a clear area? I mean, there's a festival going on right now, buddy. So the streets are probably packed. Even some of the alleys would probably have people as well.
The clearest area I could find nearby.
Okay. Monica's not the only one that's kind of ogling you. Some people are gathering around you thinking that this is an actual street performance. They start speculating and saying, oh, what do you think's going to happen? Is he gonna call upon his... Do you think he's gonna call upon his spirit animals? Dude, I've never seen spirit animals before. Well, you should have seen those war drummers. They summon all sorts of spirit animals. It's even said that they can speak with the heavens themselves. Dude, that's like crazy. And no, Cass is not there.
I walk out because I see the crowd gathering, and I see that it's Sword, and that he got the crowd. I'd like to go and put a piece of gold in front of him, and see if any of the people decide to put money into.
The party, you probably saw Zorg walk off. You saw him sitting down. You could probably just glance over and see the situation unfolding as you see Ash put a gold piece down. If anyone else wants to also interact with the scene, you can feel free to. Oh, dude, is this part of the ritual? Do you have to give him money and then he summons a big, big monster wolf or something like that? Dude, I always wanted to see a spirit wolf. Can you summon my spirit beast, dude?
I look at the guys, I hear him say all that, and I'm just like, first time I've seen this too.
Zorg, make... What would the mental check be? I'd probably say wisdom. Make a wisdom check for me, please.
Normal or with advantage?
Normal.
A 5.
You can't concentrate with all this noise going around you, especially, and Ash is not helping, he's making it worse. You just hear all these annoying people crowding around you, who, interrupting your, hold on, I need to look at the spell. Speak with animals, interrupting your chanting, interrupting your hand movements, normally you've done this in peace and quiet, but with the whole crowd gathered around you, you just can't, you keep making, mistakes as you do your ritual. And after a couple minutes, you are pretty confident that you've completely failed this ritual, or you've damaged it beyond salvaging.
Seeing Zorg being interrupted and not being able to concentrate, Stefan is going to step up on the table and say in a loud voice, "You must leave him alone. He can't do anything if he can't concentrate. You must be quiet and just observe from a distance. Otherwise, it could be fatal.
You could hear. I mean, you. Actually, how gullible are these people? They've seen all sorts of stuff, so you know what? I will take that advantage because they've seen all sorts of weird stuff today. You guys have also seen all sorts of weird stuff today that you've never seen before your home countries. You've never seen archers fire arrows of light and put on a light show. You've never heard
lot
the
of shit,
Thunder's war drums. Like, it's so out there. So when you claim that this could be fatal, the crowd, like, you can hear the loud murmurs and loud whispering as they back away.
Wait.
You can see something like a 100-foot ring around Zorg, except you can still see Monica's just still nearby. She's not saying anything anymore. She's just keeping a very close eye on Zorg and taking notes. I'm not sure what Ash is doing.
I step off the table and I say, "Proceed, Zorg. Carefully." And then I step down next to Monica and say, "See what you can do when you can tell people things they believe. Make a note of that."
And she
Zorg
says,
can
"I didn't."
proceed now.
And she says, "I didn't realize you were so knowledgeable about Zucani customs."
I'm not.
Wait, but then how did you know what he was doing?
He was being interrupted. I could tell that. So I decided this was too much. I didn't
Did
want
any of the
Zorg to get
NPCs
really
drop
upset
any
and
money?
hurt somebody. So I thought I'd just quiet the crowd down so he could do what he wanted to do. I don't even know what he's doing. For all I know, he's summoning something. Actually, I probably would know the spell. Maybe not for casting, but know what he was doing.
Yeah.
He's trying to do something, and
Yeah.
he needs to quiet. That's why I quieted him. Sometimes
And-
when people don't know what's going on, you can make them do something.
Lying to get what you want.
No, it wasn't a lie. It was just an exaggeration. He needed to be quiet. It would upset him. It'd make the spell go bad.
Yeah.
I
And it's
mean,
implied that you two are whispering, by the way, so.
yeah, implied.
Yep.
And whispering back and forth. And the thing about the fatal is just something to make them really shut the hell up because they were really annoying. Sometimes you got to exaggerate a little bit. We know a failure would mean he wouldn't get what he wants cast, but sometimes people don't understand that you just got to leave people alone to do things. So you embellish a little. It's sometimes you stretch the imagination.
Oh, so I should do that next time I leave, right?
No,
Darn.
as a matter of fact, we're going to talk about you leaving.
All right. The camera moves back to, well, Ash. What are you doing? Did you join the crowd and back up as well, or?
I was waiting to see if anybody dropped any money.
They did. You get a you don't get it yet because it's currently lying on the ground. It's currently, so when you put the coin forwards, it compelled some other people to also put their money forwards as well. All in all, they saw the gold coin and other people followed suit. You see about 19 other gold coins joining your single gold coin.
You pick it up, Dory?
Is Zorg still doing his ritual cast right now?
Yeah, you can restart it and you can do it.
Yeah, Zorg is gonna restart his ritual cast now.
Okay. All right. The crowd doesn't interrupt you. this time, and you do successfully finish your ritual casting of Speak with Animals. What do we see as you finish your spell?
A little manifestation of a small phantom wolf.
How big is it? Like, fit in your
Um,
hand, or...
I'd say it's about a foot tall.
You can hear audible disappointment in the crowd. Dude, is that it? That small thing?
Mighty things come in small packages. How big is a fireball before it goes off?
Ooh. Then if it's really that impressive, then I don't know. Could you make it do something, dude?
Don't anger him.
Zorg stares menacingly at the dude.
So are you gonna do something, dude?
If
I'm gonna
you
tell him
decide
this is not a
not,
show.
you will.
Oh, dude, this isn't a show. Oh. Oh, wait. You gonna go inside the Coliseum and fight, right, dude? That's probably your familiar or something, right?
Zorg's gonna walk away.
And as soon as he does that, as the crowd's distracted, I'm gonna try and get that money.
The crowd is distracted. You can get it without needing to make any checks. And you just hear behind you, dude, like the Coliseum's the other way. Wait, where are you going, dude?
Zorg will mutter under his breath, "Stupid idiots."
All right. What about the rest of the party? What are you guys doing? You just gonna follow Zorg?
No, it's too dangerous to follow him.
Yeah. I have one bit of shopping I'd like to do today.
Okay.
Because I just realized I have all this money and I never bought a bag of holding. So I want to go buy one really quick.
That's uncommon rarity, right?
I believe.
Yeah, it
Let
is.
me. Yeah, let me.
Okay.
I believe it is.
Thing about magic items is that most of them are common ones you can find readily, but uncommon and up, they might not always be readily available.
Oh, it's worth a try looking.
Yeah. All right. Let me just
I-
think.
You?
When Cool Cat's done, I have things.
Oh.
You have some ideas of where you could go to. You might be able to go to, let's see. I need to double check my notes to double check which of the noble houses would be the right one.
Oh boy.
You've been, I almost want to say that's Steel, because they are military affairs, but another one might be... Okay. So with something like that, you might be able to find it in the House of Divine's magical market / magical auction. Who knows? They might be having a sale right now due to the festive spirit. Possibly,
Yeah, it's
possibly
worth it.
not.
Worth a shot.
Did he let the group know that he was going shopping?
I don't think he'd hide it. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go look for a bag of holding really quick because I think I need one.
Okay.
It's not a secret.
Alright.
I'd like to go to.
Don't you already have a bag of holding?
He does.
I'm not looking for bag of holding. I'm just looking around.
Okay.
I heard a new name of a new place that I've not been to, so it's interesting for me.
Okay.
Zorg would also like to try his luck looking for interesting items.
Bear in mind that your spell only lasts 10 minutes.
Holy shit.
I guess Zorg will go try to find the chicken.
Alright. Okay, so first off, secret. So secret, I'd say this probably disqualifies an investigation check. So just feel free to make an investigation roll.
Hey, I'm not good at these. Here we go.
So
13.
this is the equivalent of, say, the San Francisco area where a lot of things are really inflated. I believe uncommon magic items are normally, what is it, 100 gold pieces each?
Something like that.
You do, like, you do a little bit of searching around, and the cheapest one that you can find is 350 gold pieces.
150? No. Rich people don't stay rich by paying overinflated prices. Except I don't have a lot of charisma to haggle down. Alright, well. Nope. If that's the lowest I can find it at, we'll look another day.
Okay. You might get lucky at the magical auction.
And
But for now, yes. Yeah, you do. Like, there are a ton of foreigners around, so these might be at the thrifting prices.
God. Yeah, thrifting my ass.
Alright, we'll go to Pyre next, because you wanted to do something, and then we'll go to Ash.
Just catching up of the punching displays for last time. Is it the same day as Pyre being punched across the room?
Yes.
I will have to use spells. I assume we've had a short rest.
Yeah, we can qualify what you guys just did as a short rest.
Alright, I will probably use hit dice then. And I'm just rolling to increase my HP at this point to recover some HP, so that would be 8 plus 7. I think that's 15. And then one more time. That's an easy number. 25, worth it again. There goes all my hit dice. We're now at
You're level
31.
4. You're level 4, not level 3.
Thank you. So, yeah, okay. One more. Another 6, and that tops me off. Thank you for catching that. I had updated my character sheet, just not that one little number. And besides that, we just have a short amount of time before the competition begins, yes?
Essentially, yes.
Okay. I will spend my time examining the contestants. I am willing to cast Detect Magic if there is a lack of time to do this, but if not, I'm looking for signs of someone being a threat to my companions. This isn't a insight check, this is more of their capabilities based on their enchantments.
It's a complete coincidence that both of the groups that were sitting nearby you were the other contestants in the Golden Chicken hunt. Ash had spoken with them, but yeah. For threats, you do recognize a number of them from the group's escapades earlier this day. You can recognize this guy as being the mage that stopped a big boulder hurtling towards him. Pretty much acted like it wasn't a big deal, and then just casually dropped it down to the ground.
Okay.
The giant Minotaur, you saw him fly away from Zalile very quickly, and you could hear a whoomp as he flew over the roofs of the buildings as he went over. And you didn't hear a crash. You did not hear a crash.
So it's not Hulk jump.
Nope. You don't know much about the Loxodon, and you don't know much about the Kenku, aside from the duet he did with Zalile. The Archer was part of the light show. He didn't seem to be using traditional arrows. He seemed to be using some sort of light magic, like he brings his fingers together and a light arrow appears when he draws one arm back.
Okay.
And you've definitely seen the air mage flying around. She managed
Yeah, I'll probably need to kill her. I mean, protect.
She flew faster than Stefan when he was flying, when he had an actual fly spell. Intercepted chicken, and you also saw her just casually flying throughout the town, flying around the town, making it so that you can't hear all the chatter from all the other people, so that you can clearly hear her music.
Okay.
And you probably heard some war drummers. This definitely looks like a tribal war drummer. If you were anywhere near where the war drums were being played, then you would have felt a lot healthier. You would have felt more energetic, felt like faster, more agile, more flexible. It just made you feel very good.
Okay. In which case, I think I will spend the rest of my time casting a spell. Let's double check. I believe this is a ritual, so that's 10 minutes.
Yep.
Ash, Pyre will ask you to come back to him before the event. He gives you a 10-minute time window, holds the spell, and slaps it on you. Alarm, 5 feet, any humanoid.
Whoopsie.
And I'll cast it on one of Ash's possessions.
Could you print it out in chat?
Yeah, it's basically just going to do a mental noise if someone gets too close to Ash.
Area within range. Designate creatures that won't set alarm.
Now, actually, I read this wrong. I thought I could do it on object. I read this but did too fast. Let's just ignore that for now then. Doesn't work how I intended.
After a short rest, how much health?
You can spend, so when you take a short rest, you can spend your hit dice to recover HP. And your you recover half your hit dice every long rest, basically. Your hit dice is basically like what you rolled for your HP, basically. You roll for your HP and add your constitution, and that's how much you can heal. You can use as many hit dice as you have available, which is equal to your level, which is 4.
Alright. Pyre will inquire, I guess with the rules he doesn't have to do the ritual. Just a little bit more about the rules, making sure that he doesn't have to sign up, all that stuff. And he'll just position himself, so after the initial thing, he'll join.
So, the rules, so you do have to actually sign up as a team. This is an event like a gigantic, basically like a gigantic football field. Crowds are not allowed anywhere near the blast radius.
Okay, that makes more sense. I understand the field. Pyre sees that, he'll sign up.
Yep, so people
He even
will
puts a
be
little note
spectating
next
this
to his
from...
name
Okay.
where he'll do like, Pyre, what's your last name? I'm protecting Ash. What's your last name? Protecting Ash.
Pyre protecting Ash. All right, Pleased to meet you, Mr. Protecting Ash.
Please, just Pyre.
All right, Mr. Pyre. All right. So, who's participating in this again? All the people who want to participate.
Let's
Oh,
type in chat so we can keep track.
And before I forget, we'll go back to this later, but Ash, was there anything in particular you wanted to do at the Magical Market, or were you just sightseeing?
I actually was wondering about insignia of claws.
Insignia of Claws.
And since I clicked on the hit dice, am I supposed to add 10 or add half of that? Because I didn't understand like what you're.
Oh, that's how much you heal if you are missing HP. Did you take damage?
Okay. I was at 29 hit points since the Plague Doctor thing. I never healed if we had another short rest before or a long rest. After
From the Plague Doctor thing. Okay, I forget when I dealt damage to you.
like I don't know if we ever healed or not. Like I never did anything besides level up.
Well, if before this morning you guys rested, so you should be back at full HP unless you got hurt during the Plague Doctor thing. I don't think I attacked. No, I don't think
remember getting
we did.
at the Plague Doctor thing. We were just like picking mushrooms and talking.
Yeah, so you should be at full HP. You don't need to use hit dice.
Okay, my bad. That was forever ago then. Like shoot.
Hold on. So, what was the item you were looking for again?
The claws of the.
Insignia of Claws? Okay.
Yeah.
Unarmed. The Insignia of Claws. Cult of Dragon. So that would have to be reskinned for the purposes of this campaign. This... I would probably say... Oh, wait. You you know who to go to find magic items. You go directly to your best buddy, the Plague Doctor, and see if he's got connections. So you tell him... So... your buddy, the Plague Doctor, so you are asking for the Insignia of Claws. Make a persuasion roll for me, please.
Let me look through this. Let me scroll down a little more, laptop being a little slow.
Okay. Oof. So you ask the Plague Doctor if he knows where to get the Insignia of Claws, and he thinks for a moment and he says, I'm pretty sure what you're looking for probably qualifies as a demonic item. You're probably not going to find it anywhere in Vir. At the very least, if I were to see it, I'd destroy it. So, I'd say you should probably refrain from looking up anything that's related to Rosend. Especially since that could upset your mark. And I don't want to exacerbate your, hunger. Let's put it.
I'll be right back.
I just hit my boom mic stand. Sorry if that caused a thunderstorm. Is there anything else you wanted, Ash? Or is that it?
I guess that's it for the moment.
Yeah. Alright. Moving the camera back over to the fields right now. Pyre's signed up. We're actually gonna move the camera. We're gonna jump back in time. Well, this could be happening at the same time, so we're gonna move the camera over to Zorg now, because I think Pyre, you're all done, right? Basically.
I am all done, basically.
All right. Okay, Zorg. Some of the people have cleared out, and they're on basically like the bleachers off on the sides to watch the event unfold. There's actually a lot of people. It's probably more packed than a football stadium, and all of these bleachers are makeshift. They've obviously been built specifically for this event. You walk down into the field and move directly to the golden rooster, who is currently in its golden feathered cage. What would you like to do?
Zorg would like to ask the chicken. Zorg would like to walk towards the chicken and say, "Sir Golden Chicken, may I ask your name?"
And who, might I ask, is asking? Are you someone of great import, or are you another lowly peasant?
I am but a lowly peasant.
Then get out of my sight. I only speak with the finest individuals. And you're quite disheveled, quite dirty. In fact, when's the last time you've taken a shower? I think I can smell you from over here.
Sir Chicken, do you like the finest delicacies?
That I do, though I doubt a commoner like you would have anything that would suit my palate.
My friend is a royal chef and he will be competing in this competition.
If a rooster could give you a look of skepticism, he's definitely... If you could tell, like, body language, it definitely looks like it's giving you a skeptical, like... like it very clearly doesn't believe you. Right. And I'm also the king of... And I'm also the god of the universe. Where have I heard that before? Oh, yes, I will give you the finest foods. Do you really think you could suit my palate? Ugh. What's even the finest food? Give me... You know what? Give me a name of something. What's the finest foods in the world? Do you even know? Would a tiny-brained orc like you even know what the finest foods in the world are? I thought so. He doesn't even wait for you to respond.
I will walk back. I will say
Not
good day,
tell him
sir.
chicken.
I will say good
And-
day, sir. And walk away.
Next time, come back after you've taken a shower, peasant!
I will not respond to his taunting words.
Okay.
My bad.
Alright, alright. You still have it. You still have your Speak with Animals going. At this point, you've probably walked back to the party.
So, did you have a nice conversation?
The chicken's a fucking dick. Snobby bastard. He called me a stinky peasant.
You're not a
Why?
peasant.
Why I
I'm
ought
a-
to wring his fucking neck.
I was actually hoping that Zorg would try to argue with the chicken, because the scene would look absolutely ridiculous to spectators.
Yeah.
Oh well. Oh well. I guess I'm just going to have to keep... I guess I'm going to have to keep my low-effort innuendos to myself.
Yeah. My answer to that would have been, you know, a nice roasted chicken is the finest food in the world.
Oh, you can't find a finer cock than the one in this cage.
But I have one between my legs that's better chicken.
I can't see it. Look over here. This is 2.5 feet of pure cock. And and the what everyone else would be seeing is as you say, well, I have one right here between my legs. Is that man harassing a chicken?
Wait,
But yeah, that doesn't happen.
I don't have that spell anyway.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. That was what I was hoping the Azor conversation would turn into.
That's what it should have been. Yeah.
Yes, that's what it would have been. Alright, alright. Is there anything else you guys want to do for prep?
Now I guess we sign in as pit crew for Ash.
Pit crew for Ash. Alright.
Yep.
So Ash is the one who signs up for the group. Alright. Alright, alright. Are all of you participating or are only some of you participating?
I am participating as a means of
Ash is participating.
Okay.
keeping my distance, but getting ready to intervene for powers, not really for the chicken.
Apparently, if you want to be within healing range, you probably need to be signed up.
All right, well, I'll sign up as I'll literally write down my name as generic healer.
Oh, well, pleased to meet you, Mr. Healer.
Generic is fine.
I guess I could drag my token onto the page if that's all right.
Yeah, I am, just give me a moment. I'll just drag it. I've just been slowly dragging all of you
Got it,
down.
got it. Sorry.
So everyone's there, with the exception of Monica, because Stefan did not want Monica in there.
Well, no, she's got to be there to help.
Oh, so she's
buff
gonna
up
be...
Ash.
She's still gonna be in the bleachers, right? She's gonna cast a spell and then just sit up in the bleachers? She's not gonna be
Yeah.
in the field? Okay. Alright, let me just find her character thing really quick. Where's Monica of Ashenvale? There we go. Monica of Ashenvale, boop, boop. Alright.
I'd like to go shower before the competition.
Shower. Okay. Are you actually going to make your way to one of the good bathhouses, one of the few good public bathhouses in this city-state? There's probably not a there probably isn't a waterfall shower that would be publicly available to you guys, but there's probably, like, a bathhouse.
I'll go to whichever bathhouse the closest.
Okay. You were in the commercial district, so they're actually decent. Alright, alright. So you have cleaned yourself up. Is there anything else you wanted to do?
As I clean myself up and completely wash my hands, I'd like to, go ahead and, sharpen my dagger. And if I see any tree nearby, I'd like to rip, a good piece of bark off of it, big enough to fit into my bag of holding so I could, use it later for something.
Okay. Something like a, let's say, like an average loose leaf paper. Something like that.
Thick enough, if I needed to use it as a cutting board, I could.
Okay. Group 1. Group 1. So, initiative is going to be a bit different this time around. In fact, I probably should have written down those. So, I'll type it in chat. Initiative, so combat is going to be a little bit different this time around. You will all, so you will be organized into your groups. So group 1, so when your group comes around, you all can act at the same time, essentially, and you can change your order however you please. If you want one person to act first and another person to act last, you can figure that out amongst yourselves. And whenever a character does something, you will have a chance to react. Reactions will happen in initiative order, so if group, so I will let you guys decide if you want to be first initiative, second initiative, or third initiative. Which one do you want? First turn, second turn, or third turn?
Out of character, not my choice. I would suggest third turn. Simply, nope. I'd say it doesn't matter. We'll always have two between us. I'd say third turn, go last. Let everyone push ahead, get destroyed by the chicken, and then we can clean up.
Theoretically, yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's
care.
not mechanically correct, but I am interested in what you guys have to say.
I also feel like we
I'm
should be going
also-
like last and stuff.
Last. Okay. Guys want to go last. Alright. I need to move these guys a little bit. You want to be last. Alright. So, it's basically going to be... Reactions will happen in initiative order. I'll be going down the list. If the NPC groups are first, then I will tell you if they are reacting first. And if you want to do something on top of them reacting. You can even react to someone else's reaction. But you only have one reaction per, basically until you get back to the start of your next round. Would you like me to write down those rules?
We can remember it, I think.
I would
If
think
not, I'm
that.
sure you'll correct people.
Okay. Think all of you have that down?
We can react to reactions.
Yep, you can react to reactions, but you only have one reaction. One reaction until the start of your next group turn.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Let me just put the turn dividers up. You're not going to be going first. Alright. Alright. So let's set up the scene. You guys step out into this very large, slightly hilly little plains. There are some trees here and there. The terrain does have like little rock garden plots essentially, and it's a little bumpy and hilly in places. But for the most part, it's generally speaking open. If you were on one half of the football stadium, it's very likely you can probably see the other half of the football stadium, at least partially. All around you are bleachers that seem to be around. They're incredibly tall, probably something like 40 seats high, spanning the entire competition grounds. You can see armed guards all around. You have not been let out to the field yet, but you do see me revealing one of the other patriarchs that's not Nathaniel Veer. You see an elderly orc. This man is Jack Wild. You see him walk out onto the field. He has a few orcish attendants following behind him, and he clears out his throat a little bit. The orcish attendants quickly pull out what looks like a little pocket watch. They crank the dials a little bit, and you can see the ground rise up a little bit, and form a bit of like a dirt podium, but a finely crafted dirt podium, as if it was chiseled by an actual artisan. He looks at the whole crowd. Where would you guys want to be standing?
Oh.
You can be standing anywhere, including like in the bleachers or even on the fringes of the football stadium, basically.
I would be choosing the fringes for my character.
I just realized Monica does have to come in. She can't cast her spell from the distance. Hers
Yeah,
is a
it's-
touch spell too. So she would have to come in.
Wait, fly is a touch spell?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I just thought about that.
She could probably cast it before you guys head in, if you want.
Well, it's
Well,
only
I've been-
last 10 minutes, so.
Yeah.
Okay,
do you want-
that'll be good enough.
Okay. Fly on Ash was the idea, right?
Yep.
Let me just mark that down. Fly on Ash. Just so that I remember. And I'm also going to add a little marker, a little wing icon. So if you wonder why you've got a little wing icon on your character, it's because you're currently flying right now, Ash.
Or you can fly.
We'll give you
Don't
the angel.
necessarily have to be.
Fly on Ash.
And as we enter and come in, I'll also pat you on the back, and you got, or actually, I have to cast it on myself to cast it on you. I cast
Either or.
Expeditious Retreat
Yeah.
on myself and include
yeah,
you
yep.
in it, so.
Alright.
Oh, and
So-
I actually get to fly too, don't I?
Yes, you will always get targeted with
Yeah,
Monica
whatever she
Stoling.
does,
Yep.
yeah.
Alright.
So you've also got the Expeditious on you, which will give you the extra speed. Hopefully that'll help some.
Alright. So you guys are watching from the fringes, pretty much like waiting for your turn to get into the stadium and be introduced. The elder orc, he seems to have just a permanent resting bitch face. He doesn't seem to crack a smile or anything at all. He just gives a stern forward look to everyone. And he says, I welcome all of you to the 10th annual Golden Rooster Hunt. Out there in Drenzis, you meet all sorts of oddities, all sorts of monsters and savage people. Many people like to romanticize the gentle beauty of nature, but that's not reality. Out there, Mother Nature can be quite cruel. All of you. Well, Mother Nature can be quite cruel. Jeneth cares not if her children sink or swim. She only cares that the strong will prevail. And that is why we are here today. We are at the top of the world here in Vir. The House of Wild and the rest of humanity. All the noble houses. We rule the world. Not any dragon. Not any rock or giant beast. We are the ones chosen by the gods. But it's easy to forget in the safety of the walls of Vir where we come from. We were all beasts of nature once, struggling to survive in the harsh wilderness. Struggling to survive in the wilderness.
Secret literally mutters to himself. Just sounds like every other asshole from Drenzis.
Zorg, do you have any comments to that? Because Zucani was technically a part of Drenzis.
How was it a part of it?
Drenzis is like a really giant region of the world.
It's
Like
basically like
really big.
It's basically like a gigantic territory like Germania from the Roman Empire era days. And Zucani was part of that big geographical area. They did rise out of that area to become a city-state, so technically you would be from Drenzis or Drenzik.
I would like to step forward and salute towards him.
Okay, you're on the fringes. You're not like in the field yet, and you're not front and center yet. People would hardly even notice you.
Okay, and then I'll definitely wait until if I get close to him.
Okay. I forget exactly where I was, but we'll just say that there was a little bit of skip as he continues going through his speech on how far humanity has progressed in this world. And he says, let's see, continuing off of the idea that people are becoming too complacent in the walls of Vir. If you believe that, let's see, where do I put it? Hunting a golden chicken is no easy task, and you do well not to delude yourself into believing that fact. Out there in the wild, you will face all manner of odd and unusual creatures, and you have to figure out how to fight them for the first time. Either you die, or they die. Or perhaps one of you can elude the other. I will not be telling you what this golden rooster is capable of, though many of you may have seen what it is capable of in the past. Out there in the wilderness, you have one shot and only one shot. You will have to think, learn, and adapt on the fly. And that is why I have organized this challenge for you today. This golden rooster can be captured by even a 12-year-old. And at this point, he shows his little... Do I have a token? No, I need to drag it out. Give me a second. He brings up his little... brings up his 12-year-old son. He's wearing a festive tribal outfit and basically like a feathered headdress, reminiscent of like Indian war chief headdresses that has most of the colors of the rainbow on it.
I have a question from
Yeah.
this attire that I see in the picture. I'm from Drenzis. I came from one of the actual tribes. Can I tell what tribe he is from the markings? From the traditional markings?
From his location, likely no. He did not
Okay.
live anywhere near where you lived.
Okay. I know mine pretty far to the west, so
Yeah.
that's why I asked.
Zorg, make a history check for me, please.
History check.
Probably... How well did you know Zucani?
Zorg probably lived there for like 12 years. His father was the leader of
Okay.
Sakani, so probably pretty well.
Well as a kid would
Yeah.
know. So that could be arguably not as well. So just make it a normal check. Normal history check. Nope, you don't recognize it either from your section of Drenzis. But he ushers in his 12-year-old kid. They do release the golden rooster out of the cage. Zorg, did you end your speak with animals, or do you still want it to go?
If I wanted to still go, how long would it last during the competition?
We'll say, with all the sequence of events, probably about another 5 minutes. And if Secret wanted to, I am willing to allow Secret to use one of his charges from Reversal of Fortune to extend the duration if you think knowing what this rooster is saying is useful.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely continue having my ritual cast casted.
Okay.
That's asking an awful lot of all these charges.
Can I
Indeed it
can I
is.
recast it or no?
It's gonna take way too long. That's a full 10 minutes you need to recast it. But you can try it. You can gamble it if you want, but that
Which-
would require...
Which ability would it be? A reversal, you said?
It's likely Reversal of Fortune that I would run it under. It's not one of your hard abilities, but I probably would allow Unstable, probably... For this competition, no drawbacks.
I'll go with reversal. I
But-
get 3 of those. Fine. It could
Okay.
potentially work.
Okay, extend the duration. Extend the duration. I'll allow it to be extended by another 10 minutes for... Let's just say 1 charge.
Okay.
Alright. Alright. So they released the golden rooster out of its feathered cage. And you and Zorg, you can very clearly hear, "Freedom! Freedom! Bark! Later, suckers!" No, wait, you! Get away from me! Bark! and the rooster opens its wings menacingly. It gets about, so it would have walked around 25 to 30 feet away from the cage. And the 12-year-old boy is just slowly walking up to the rooster as the rooster squawks menacingly. Stay away! Stay away! I will banish you to another dimension if you don't. I will banish you to another dimension. Don't try it. And the boy, he just continues walking forward like there's no issue. The rooster says, I don't get it. Why is nothing happening? This is impossible. This is impossible. And as the boy closes in, the rooster tries to walk away. It runs very slowly. And the boy picks up the rooster as the rooster starts screaming and kicking. Unhand me! Unhand me, you uncouth peasant! You're unworthy of handling me! And the boy is just casually walking towards the cage, puts the rooster back into the cage, and shuts the door. For some people and creatures, some tasks would seem simple and easy. For others, they're monumental tasks. I hope that our fair competitors do not disappoint. And at this point, all three of you would be ushered in as a group. You can see, since you're the third group, you would go in last. The two groups ahead of you, like they give some waves. They wave to the crowd here and there. Let me just see a couple of them. They wave to the crowd here and there, and you hear the Kenku. Like, it's very obvious that, like, there's no applause or anything, but you just hear the Kenku you see the Kenku open his mouth, and you just hear thunderous applause. Just obviously coming from this one Kenku, like, not from the rest of the stadium. as they enter in. And you hear, Thank you. No, please. I know I'm a big deal. But please, do contain yourselves. And he opens his mouth again, and you just hear thunderous applause.
Let me walk in. Are we anywhere near Johnny Cashier?
Johnny...
I forgot his...
Sorry,
not Johnny... yeah, or this guy.
Oh, Jack Wild?
Jack Wild. Too many J's. Yeah, Jack Wild. Are we anywhere near him? Or is he anywhere near us as we're coming in?
I would probably say that his back is probably towards you. So you probably would enter in very close behind him.
Okay. I will try something. We'll try a nicety. Give me 1 second because I need to double check a detail before I go and run my mouth. Character bios. Here it is. Okay, so in Orcish, I will say, that was a pretty nice speech. Which tribe are you from? I don't recognize the markings.
Okay, so we'll say that this is directly after the opening speeches. So this is still, like, the opening speeches is still currently happening. So hold that question
Okay.
as we finish, like, the introductions and properly get the.
Gotcha. I thought we were potentially past that since we were introduced. Gotcha.
All right. Yeah, we'll speed through it. When group 2 goes in, you do hear a bit of an applause. You do hear a bit of an applause come throughout the stadium. It seems that there's probably someone notable amongst the second group. All right. And then you guys go in. You guys enter in. Do you guys have anyone cheering for you in particular? I know Ash likely would, seeing how he's a champion. But what about the rest
God.
of you?
Depends if Cassidy got bored and came when I told him I wasn't
That
going to
was
do
what-
it.
Yeah, because I was about to say, like, you just hear in the background, "Yo, dude, go secret! You can do it, dudes!"
Oh, God.
Might be some booing
Celestial-
from the gnome. Go ahead.
Yeah, he just, like, looks up at the sky and Celestial just, Father, help me, please. He wasn't supposed to be here.
So Ash, you hear some people cheering your name as well. You actually hear some women cheering your name. Woo! Go Ash! You can do it! And you also hear Monica as well, mixed in with the crowd, mixed in with some of the people cheering. Go Stefan! Show that rooster who's boss! I'm not sure if the rest of you have a peanut gallery that would be cheering for you. I guess Pyre probably would hear from the female gnome. She probably would say... She probably would have seen the name listing, so she'd probably say, shoot, what did you write down again? What was the last name?
Pyre protect Ash, or Pyre protecting Ash. Something like that.
Try not to make a fool of yourself, Mr. Protect Ash. It's just a lowly golden rooster. I'm sure a noble like you can surely accomplish a lowly task like this.
Idly wonder if wildfire would consume her if she's near enough to a blazing crowd and then decide against it.
What did you do to piss her off?
Shakes his head.
Huh. Wasn't expecting that anybody to boo us coming in here. I pat him on the shoulder. Thanks for proving me wrong.
There's always someone who wants to pull down someone who's on top.
That depends if you're actually on top. Or if you just think you are. I've learned that the hard way.
Now's not the time for philosophy. Keep an eye on that air mage for me.
Let's see if he has a lucky day or an unlucky day.
Hey, Zorg. It's Johnny Gust. If you turn around, he says... If you turn around, he says, "Go knock him dead out there." And he gives you a thumbs up. Show him...
Throw a thumbs up back.
Yep. Show him what you can do. Ash, you hear, you can hear the voice of the plague, the deadpan voice of the plague doctor as well. Ash, don't forget what you've learned. I'm sure it'll become very valuable. Do not waste the reagents I gave you. Just be mindful that effects might be different from what you expect, but you won't learn without doing. So please, try not to blow yourself up. You say anything,
Or
Ash?
do.
Alright.
Would now be the
And-
time for me to ask that? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
In just a second, I'll just rush through Jack Wild basically closing off. And she says, What you see here are talented individuals from all corners of Araneus, even one from the Forsaken Wastes. And he looks backwards towards the Wind Mage. And he says, all these fine competitors have their own special skill sets. And I'm sure and hopeful that one of them will be the exception. Perhaps one will be smart enough to complete the wild hunt. So please, give them all a round of applause, and let the hunt begin. And you hear the thunderous applause just erupt from the bleachers all around you. And at this point, as Jack Wild leaves his podium and starts making his way off the field, then you would be able to catch him and ask your question. Which
Do you want me to ask it again?
Which tribe is he from?
Yeah,
And he's
asking in Orcish, like fluent Orcish, very fluent.
The only name I changed was my first name. I came from the tribe of Wild. The Wild tribe outside of a former city-state known as Zucani.
I'm vaguely aware. My tribe is originally from Winganchi.
Wiganchi. Did your tribe actually have a name, or are you of
Yes,
Wiganchi?
that's why I had to pull it up, because I knew I gave myself one. It is the Radiant Claws.
The Radiant Claws. I'm sorry, it's been a while since I've kept up with tribal affairs in Drensis. I can't say that the tribe rings any bells.
We are a small tribe. Our main blessing is our blessing from Surkava, in a world controlled by, well, you know who. You spoke of her.
In a world controlled by Jeneth. Ah, yes. One of Surkava's chosen. I'm sure.
At your service.
Be sure to watch yourself out there. There's more than meets the eye with that golden rooster.
I have no intention of trying to catch that chicken. I'm just here to help my friend. He's the suicidal idiot.
Whatever you say, my friend. Please, try not to get yourself killed and enjoy yourself. No hard feet.
He was.
Don't.
Sorry, go ahead.
Don't beat yourself up too much if you fail to capture the golden chicken. The thing's very elusive anyways.
I saw what happened last year with the soul.
Ah, yes. That was quite a good one. It was the talk of the town for a few months.
Well, I'll try to make sure my friend impresses you. I'm only here to help him.
I'm looking forward to it. But please, enjoy yourself and good luck. And if anyone else wants to try asking, well, go on, and then we'll wrap up.
No, I was just going to say he just kind of bows politely in response to that.
If anyone else wants to ask Jack Wild anything, now's your chance.
How do I catch the chicken?
Were you not listening to everything I said in the past 20 minutes?
That wasn't me. You just have to be a 12-year-old boy. Got it. I figured it
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
The secret was that you needed to believe in yourself the whole time.
Shit. Well, Pyre's got this then. Oh, and
mean-
Secret too. I mean, they're both slightly narcissistic, but Pyre's definitely 5 times more narcissistic.
I mean, he just
I
had
love him for it.
his worldview shaken just a bit.
Yeah, but that won't last too long. I promise. I got
He'll
the bones.
rebound. He'll rebound.
Yeah. If he hasn't already.
All right. All right.
Oh, this
all right.
music got interesting for this.
All right. I've basically been playing the. This is supposed to be the tournament music. I played it early so I wouldn't forget. But yeah, any festivals or tournaments are going to be off of this battle music track list.
Beautiful.
All right. All right. So you see some attendants bring the rooster of the golden cage right next to you guys, and they open the cage. They open the cage, and you see one of the attendants. You see one of the attendants cast a spell, effectively using Dimension Door, and cross the whole 1,000 distance. It's a bit greater than Dimension Door, but they teleport
Like double.
the cage all the way to the other side.
That's powerful.
All right, all right.
Happens if we catch the 12-year-old kid and stuff him in the cage.
Hey, man.
He's out there. He's legal game.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you're not wrong. Sometimes kidnapping is the correct answer. Don't at me, FBI. Don't come at me, FBI. It was a joke.
They'll review and edit the footage to make you look as guilty as possible.
Of course they will. One of those really poorly put together, like, edits, out of context edits.
All right. All right, all right. Let's see if we can do this in 1 hour, because I'm not sure if you guys, if you guys will. All right, so the rooster is loose, and you notice that the rooster isn't moving nearly as fast as any other chicken you've seen. It's actually moving quite slowly, but it looks like it's running at its max speed. All right. Group Uno. Group Uno. For the sake of the tournament, so each square right in front of you, each square is 30 feet. So you can effectively move one square if you do not dash, and another square if you do dash. Presume that all of you are relatively close to the rooster. You don't need... Actually... You don't need to declare that you're... Okay, so you will always move 2 squares forwards. Even with your actions, even with your reactions, you will always move 2 square forwards. And distance from the rooster does not really matter. It will be presumed that you're probably right on the heel unless you say otherwise, in which case I will likely put you on the bottom half of the map to show that you're not anywhere near the rooster. So even if you're not next to the rooster, you're still... So even though you guys are down here, you're still technically right up against the rooster. Same thing's true with the top people. You're all in close proximity unless you say otherwise, and it's presumed that you will move up 2 squares unless you say otherwise. But let's begin. Let's begin. The only distance that matters is basically like this horizontal distance, essentially. So if you have something that's only 30 feet, the only thing that matters is that you're literally just standing right here in this column. If you're standing here in this column, you will affect everyone in previous column, the current column, and the next column. Alright? Alright. So, group 1. The very first thing that happens is the iron the fully armored Minotaur walks up, points his hand out, and you see the rooster, fly, like, not willingly, like, fly at Redhorn, but be pulled towards the big Minotaur. And Zorg, you can hear. I'm probably going to need to mark that down just so I don't forget. Speak with animals. Animals, Zorg. If I forget to translate the clucking to something that you guys can understand, feel free to remind me, because I might forget that Zorg can understand what this rooster is saying. Zorg, you hear... What's going on? I don't like this. I don't like this. I think I'm... Big throat! And the Minotaur catches the golden chicken. And he says, see? Easy. All you need is the magic touch. If any of you want to react... Well, actually, NPCs are next. NPCs are next. After you act, you can move yourself forwards too, just to signify that you have used your... Actually, wait. It will only be on your turn. Move yourself up 1 square to show that you've used your reaction to remind me. But anyway, NPCs are the ones that get to act first. And what I am going to do... So you can change the sequence of events. As they happen. So while the rooster is in the air, you could try to intercept it. It doesn't have to completely go to Redhorn if you think you have something that could intercept it, which is exactly what's about to happen with one of the NPCs. So this rooster is flying throughout the air, and you see the Wind Mage pull out a flute, start playing it, and the rooster suddenly diverts its course completely and starts flying towards the Wind Mage. Is there anything you guys would like to do?
Still holding.
Yep, I'm fine with them fighting each other with reactions.
Okay.
While all this is going on, I guess I'd like to look in my what's it called?
Basically a bag of holding that has all the herbs in the world, essentially.
Yeah. And while I'm looking through there, I'm checking out some ambrosia.
Ambrosia.
Mango grass. And some tea berries. With a little bit of ironwood syrup.
Okay. You mind copying and pasting pretty much all of that into chat? Just copy and paste the ambrosia plus, like, what it can do. Whether it's culinary or a depressant or a stimulant or elemental. The name and what it can do and, like, what plant it's basically based off of. But yeah, you will be spending your turn concocting a potion. Alright? Alright.
More or less, making a salad.
More or less making a salad. Okay. Alright. So, you guys don't react, and Group 1 also does not react. So the Golden Rooster... Oh.
Do we all have an opportunity to make an action, right?
Yep.
Okay, well, Stefan is actually going to do something.
Alright.
he will move 60, 120. He'll move about 180 feet down the field.
180
Just
feet
straight
down
out.
the field. All right.
hmm
Okay.
I think this is just the preliminaries.
All right.
Since he's able to fly and
Yep.
expeditiously retreat too. He's not as fast
Yep.
as Ash, but he can still go pretty good.
So you do catch the eye of the Wind Mage, and she gives you a gentle smile, but you can feel some menace behind that. Okay.
This is what I will do.
That is what you will do. Okay. I'm actually going to need to think if I'm going to, if I can let you guys, if I can let you guys do, because this is meant to be more of like a reaction to a direct answer to what the other people are doing. I guess we can say moving into range.
I guess they could react to what I did.
Well, normally you're supposed to do that on your turn. This is more so meant to answer what someone else is doing. So I think it would probably be best to wait until your round.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then, like...
In that case, we'll wait till our round, and then we'll
Yeah.
go out.
Okay.
We're not reacting.
Yep. So no one reacts. The golden rooster swirls around the mage. The rest of Team 1 move into position. Let's see. So the golden rooster would be on the same level as the wind mage right now, but the rest of them move forwards to intercept the wind mage. The wind mage is currently on the ground right now, but the rest of them do not use abilities. Instead, they're getting ready. All right, group 2. Group 2. The orcish drummer starts playing her war drums, and you notice that the entire second team are moving a lot faster. Does anyone want to react? Okay. There's also going to be the second thing that Team 2 will also be doing. So, the Wind Mage, you can see the mark on her hand glow, the mark of Gale, the god of air and freedom. And you can see a gust of wind begin shooting out of her robe through both arms as well as through the bottom of the robes. And she starts flying up into the air.
All right. I do have a thing to do there. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Can I attempt to interfere with her power of wind?
I mean, you can
This
try.
far?
We can say that you guys are close enough before they dash past you. You guys are close enough that you can attempt it. Roll.
Zorg would like to try.
Unfortunately, you do not have the full mark, so you are going to roll.
Disadvantage.
Yeah, at disadvantage, you're gonna roll. This would be a wisdom check, I'd say. Roll wisdom at disadvantage.
Wisdom at disadvantage. 7.
So you had to get extremely close. You're literally right behind her as the wind swirls around her. You can only affect things that are within 5 feet with the meager knowledge you have. And you try to focus the wind, and like the second she starts shooting wind out of her robe, it just completely overpowers your wind. It seems like if I were to put it as a metaphor, it's like trying to put a fire out with a drop of water. Her wind is just like is several magnitudes greater than what you can deal with. All right, Pyre, what do you want to do?
All right. So I would like to non-lethally change a spell. Woohoo! So Mark of Zygon. Let's abuse my inheritance.
Okay.
I would love to channel my inner magic with Mark of Zygon and apply it to Fairy Fire. And by using the Mark of Zygon, I want to do more of a con save where it's not making them burst into flames, but it's making them glow with increased light and heat for the Fairy Fire spell. So instead of a poof of glitter, it's a inner light.
Inner light. Inner light.
You could also
Okay.
use engineering and such to highlight their weaknesses, but I don't think any of them are really wearing that much armor.
Wait, so run the effect one more time behind, to me, because I thought of what one of the actions would be.
Okay. I am trying to change the nature of the save of the spell with Mark of Zygon. I don't know if I can do this as reaction. And I want to cast that
technically,
spell.
anything you do, any action, bonus action, reaction will count as a reaction. You're reacting to whatever other people do. So yeah, so you want to change the dexterity saving throw. Okay. Alright.
But failing that, I'll just cast it on the whole group. We're all clustered together, let's just get everyone.
I'll allow you to change the saving throw, and the saving throw... Mark of Zygon... I'd say is a wisdom saving throw. But...
I can live with that.
A wisdom saving throw. But... Here's the thing. Oh, wait. Hold on, I need to look up one character's abilities. I forget if I wrote it down. Ooh, doo-doo-doo-doo.
And I believe we recover uses on a long or short rest, unless it's just a long rest.
Most of them are long rests.
All right, so I will update that to just long rest. Easy peasy.
I'm not sure, like, it's whatever I wrote to you. Yours is most likely long
Was not
rest?
specified.
Okay. It was not specified. Okay.
I'll assume long rest for the moment. Let's keep going.
Okay. Hold on. So I have already used both of them. The only thing is that it's funny how what she's doing does give her more things. So she sees you trying to cast a spell. And she points her left hand at you, points a finger at you, and then you cast the spell. The spell goes off, and she moves her hand over to the other group, and they light up with the fairy fire of Zygon's flames.
And if I bring this up, we're all roughly super close to the chicken, yes?
Yes, super close to the
Could I
chicken
get all
at the
three
moment.
groups in that area?
All three groups in that area.
She still has the ability to move it around, so it's just one group, but...
Yeah, she does. She would try to keep it away from her group.
Alright. Make of that what you will, DM. Tell me the consequences.
Okay. So they all need to make. Hold on. So they all need to make wisdom checks. So let me. Wisdom DC 15. Okay. Wisdom save DC 15. Check for you, check for you, check for you, and check for you. They all fail their checks. Group 1 all fails their checks. So they glow a bright, what color light is it?
Let's say red. Just smoky red. Kind of like someone put multicolored smoke into a fire. It's just,
Okay.
I don't know. If I had wrapped the northern lights about their weak points.
Indeed. Okay. Alright. At least where you guess the weak points are. At the very least, it is distracting
yeah.
to them. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, go ahead.
Alright. Alright. Is there any other reactions you have to what Group 2 is doing? So they've buffed their speed, and now the person who has the rooster is flying. And I also need to add the golden rooster at the very end as the final thing, just so I don't forget it's got actions. I'll take that as a no.
Not I.
Group 1 is not going to do anything at the moment. Alright, player group. I'll move you guys who reacted last time forwards to. It will be presumed that you guys will move forwards 2 squares unless you do something else otherwise. Stefan can still use his... Yeah, you can still use your bonus action, normal action.
Ash can go even farther if he wants to. Because he's got fly plus all the extra speed. What do you get? About 280 or something like that?
I think it's 240.
240.
Yep, bonus action, cunning action dash, bonus action expedition retreat dash, normal action dash plus 60 feet of base movement for flying, which would all go to 240 feet. So you could go right there. If you wanted, Ash. But the question is, do you want to? Yeah, you could, or you could brew your potion. Well, you look through your... It's going to be presumed that you brewed whatever potion you were planning. You will have to post all of the ingredients, because I know I didn't... Unfortunately, I didn't put it in alphabetical order. I organized it by city-states. So I'm not entirely sure what all of the individual effects of everything you put together are.
Oh, all of that's just culinary stuff.
Culinary stuff.
Yeah,
Okay, so you're basically
yeah.
making a food concoction.
Literally fruit salad. Yeah, I got passion fruit, some lemongrass, some blueberries with a little bit of like cinnamon and like maple syrup drizzled all over it.
Okay, well, that isn't exactly a valid reaction to what the other characters are doing, so I will allow you to use one of your bonus actions to brew up your fruit salad, and you still have another bonus action if you wanted to actually use it.
I will not fly just yet. I am looking at the map and seeing who all has moved in a lot closer.
Technically, all of you can... I'll move Secret forwards as well. It's presumed that he can move. If you can move, you will move. But I'll let you hold on to that thought, because Stefan, as you shoot past the Wind Mage, she points her right hand at you, her right arm at you. and you and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, or you can react to it, or any of you can react to this in any other way.
Dexterity saving throw, huh?
Yep.
I'll make a dex saving throw. I'm decent at those.
No, this is only Stefan. She's only targeting
Oh.
Stefan at this.
17.
Wow, what a bitch.
17, you have advantage.
Yes.
Oh,
She's
where?
casting a spell, isn't she?
She, where do you get that advantage from again? Yeah,
I got a familiar.
oh, alright. 17. 17, I think that is enough. That is enough as you feel, you begin to feel a tornado begin swirling around you. So you duck close to the ground for a moment as you see a little whirlwind swirl behind you and see it quickly shoot backwards. All right. But anyway, back to Ash. What did you want to do?
How many spaces can I move with the 30 feet of movement? 2 squares.
Well,
normally, or-
you've got 60 feet of movement because you're currently flying. You've got fly cast on you from Monica. So that's 60 feet base movement.
But I
If you
haven't
wanted,
chosen to fly yet. Yeah, I don't want to fly yet. I don't want him to know that I can fly yet.
Well, you
Wow,
still
yeah.
got the extra speed of, if you're not flying, you've got your movement plus your dash plus the expeditious retreat movement if you want to use it.
yep. Though you've used one of your bonus actions to craft that fruit salad. You still have your action, your second bonus action, and your reaction if applicable, which I don't think you've got one.
I'll just move, so then until I can move 60 feet? If I was to
You
dash,
can move-
or...
You can move 90 feet if you are not flying. If you dash normal action, dash cunning action, with both your action and bonus
Alright.
action.
Yeah, I'd like to move those 90 feet forward.
Okay.
That would be, what, 6 squares?
No, that's another
No.
2 squares.
Each
Remember, each
square,
one's 30
Yeah.
feet.
yeah, each square is 30 feet.
7 feet. 30 feet, okay. Okay.
Now you got one more.
Now, I think you went all in on your dashes, right? Both your action and bonus action went to dashing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're done. Pyre, Secret, Zorg, what do you guys want to do? Actually,
Dash.
you know what? Yeah, it's already implied that you guys are dashing. So, I'm just going to say that you can dash as a bonus action. I'll presume that you guys are dashing, so you still have your action free, Ash. You still have your action free. The bonus action dash did help you move further.
Well, with the
So-
fruit salad in my hands, I can't really do anything until I can get closer to the chicken.
You technically are really close to the chicken. If you're in the next square, you're within 30 feet, you can theoretically still interact with that chicken.
Anybody got any fan or anything so I can blow the scent of this cinnamon and honey fruit salad towards it?
Don't forget that the golden rooster is currently swirling in a tornado and being kidnapped, basically.
All right. Pyre does not respond to your request. The person who's kidnapped the Golden Rooster, how high is she at this point?
She is around just 30 feet off the ground.
Yeah, that's not a problem yet. Okay. I will simply use my actions to move forward. I will move and dash.
Well, it's going to be implied that you will always be... Actually, it'll be implied that you will always be moving 60 feet. We'll say that dashing as a normal action is disabled because I will always be giving you the dash.
That way it's more interesting. Got it.
Yeah. That way you don't just spend your action every single time dashing. Instead, you cast spells and actually interact with the rest of the cast instead of feeling like you need to catch up.
Is there anything that looks fragile like a magical focus?
On
I see a
the-
glowing
on
staff.
Wind Mage,
I see.
or on anyone.
I see the wind mage. I see the guy with the boulder moving. I see the drummer. I even see the archer. I'm thinking about
So-
just targeting their equipment with a burst of flame.
The wind mage seems to use a wind instrument of some sort, but she seems to have at least 2 from what you've seen. The goblin, the smoker goblin, doesn't seem to have anything out right now. The archer who shot light arrows has his bow out. Of course, the drummer has her war drums out, which probably would be a weak point as well, seeing how often she's using it. The Kenku, you haven't seen what the Kenku can do yet, but they are wielding a staff that could be a magic focus. The Loxodon, you haven't seen anything yet. The Earth Mage, it does have the big staff that they seem to be using as their main focus. And the Bull, you don't really have a read on him. It's probably his armor.
Okay. Well, the best way to destroy a team is to go for the support first. I will simply throw a friendly firebolt at the drummer's drum. The biggest one if I have to choose. I am aiming for what I assume to be a weak point in the instrument.
Okay. You are going to have a reaction from that. So you are going to try to aim for the instrument, and that is technically allowed. It's only... technically it can be allowed. So let me just see...
And it's unlikely to be lethal damage, so I feel safe.
So you see the goblin open up a pouch and throw some sort of powder into the air. Anyone else who hasn't already acted, I guess just Zorg and Secret, can react to this if you want.
Meanwhile, do you mind if I click the firebolt so we can do the
Yep.
keep track of the reaction initiative?
Yep. And you will need to just... Actually, these character sheets are set up so you can click the orc.
Beautiful.
So click on Firebolt and then click on the click on
I
the
cannot click on the orc, so I'm just going to click on myself.
orc. Okay.
I am not
Doesn't let
gonna
me click
react
on them,
yet.
sorry.
Do I need to refresh something?
Maybe I need to refresh. I'm going to refresh. Let's keep doing the reactions.
Sorry, was someone reacting?
Pyre does something, Goblin throws dust in the air. Does anyone else do anything?
I guess... Even though you guys have acted, I'd say that you guys can still react. You just have to wait until your next turn to react. You're basically going to allow the rest of the teams to react for the rest of the round, though, if you burn your reaction now.
Alright, well, of course, go with the first one. I don't know why it did it twice, but okay.
Yeah.
Do I... I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I don't know how to trying to think of how to react to help out.
Actually,
You don't have to.
Before,
Let's keep it going.
Yeah, you don't have to, but Ash. This is actually you are close enough that you can actually notice what the powder is. The powder seems to be Rosenthian bitterroot / bloodroot mixed with I forget what the water plant was, but it's basically something that's supposed to absorb fires. It's basically like fire extinguisher fluid. That's what's being tossed right up into the air. The other characters do not know this. You know this, and you can communicate this.
Do you guys see a fire anywhere?
And then you see Pyre throw out the firebolt.
Oh shit.
Time to duck.
Alright. I'll take the silence as no one wants to react. And
I can't think of anything. Should I take my regular action?
It's not our
You can
turn
if you
yet.
want. Well, you guys are currently reacting, so, well, reacting to... So, Pyre acted, and one of them is reacting, and you can react to his reaction, basically, right now.
No, I'm
You
waiting
still
for
have reaction.
actual. I'm waiting for my actual turn.
Alright.
It
Alright,
removes
so
a
the fire-
reaction.
You get one reaction, so you get one reaction, and you get your turn action.
Yeah, can we move it on reaction?
No. I'm going to say no on that one.
Okay, just curious.
Okay, so the goblin throws up some powder and the firebolt. Let's see. So that is a 19. The firebolt is weakened. You can see it begin. You can see its flames begin to dim a little bit, and before it reaches the orc, it completely fizzles out. Alright.
Well, ain't that a bitch?
Secret, what did you want to do?
So I have a question. For abilities that have a time limit, how are you tracking that? Like, say, a minute.
For a minute.
Yeah.
Let's say that. Let's say every round is a minute. Every round is canonically a minute, but for the purposes of this game, if it has a duration of a minute, it's still going to be a full 10 rounds. We're going to play fast
Okay.
and loose with the rules.
All right. In that case, I'm gonna yell to Ash and Zorg, and I'll say, "Don't get too far away from each other." And after doing some movement, I moved my standard. I will use my emboldening piece on the two of them.
Okay. Alright. Alright. Zorg, what do you want to do?
Zorg wants to stay within Ash's
Why am I hearing you through Ash's mic and not your own?
Dad, and why is it so quiet?
Can you hear me now?
There we go, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, my mic wasn't in all the way. I would like to move closer towards the chicken, but also stay within Ash's range.
Okay, well, you don't have a dash action. Moving up 2 squares is already guaranteed, so you can use your action to do anything else.
I don't have anything else I want to do.
I mean, you can still bring your shield, and you can, well, the Mark of Gale allows you to throw things far as well if you wanted to make a ranged projectile attack or something like that.
The chicken's still being held in that tornado, right?
Yep.
Or cyclone or whatever.
Yep.
I don't see me having anything to use to be able to get the chicken up.
I guess.
I mean-
Can I try to scoop the chicken up with my shield?
You can certainly try. You can certainly
Try
make
to
an
like, make a
attack
return
roll.
to me.
Okay. Let's see. She has used 2 on her, so she cannot act. You can't react. But those 2 can react. The question is, does she even have anything?
I will also be making a reckless attack.
Reckless attack wind. And just something to outline, Ash. You just saw something that was used to counter, well, something used to diminish a fire spell. So theoretically, you can apply the same principles to trying to diminish a wind spell. Perhaps you could... I'm not sure if I added an elemental thing, but maybe you could add in Rosenthian Bitterroot plus Bloodroot plus something that might hinder, that could theoretically hinder wind magic.
Alright, the only issue is that every time that I've tried clicking on the list, it's not popping up on my
No. I will send you the whole list through Discord. If it's not popping up in-game. Whoops. You can probably open up that text document, right? If not, then I will cut it in half.
I think I can.
Hopefully your computer will survive. Okay, but resolving Zorg's action. Make your shield attack. If you don't have shield attack, then just make a battle axe attack, and we'll count that as a shield.
Ooh. Oh, I used my emboldening piece on it.
That's a emboldening piece. Yep. Okay. Reckless attack. Oof. 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 Oof.
That wasn't good.
Yeah, it wasn't good at all. So you throw your shield at the golden rooster. And we're actually going to have a reaction from Group 1 on that one. The fully armored green mage is going to raise up his staff, and he's going to point directly. As your shield begins closing in, he points directly at basically the shield and the chicken which are on a direct collision course. And you can see both of the chicken and the shield wobbling intensely. Would anyone like to react to that? And I forget if anyone's already used their reaction. I don't think anyone has yet.
I'm the only one who's used my reaction, right? To do that, or no?
That would have been a normal action.
Okay.
I guess this terminology might be a bit confusing. I know that 2 of you need to dip out, so we'll probably have to put this on hold for the next week when we hit time limit. But, yeah.
Is Pyre not going to be able to be at the next session, or?
All right, so we can talk about this. The short version is I will be in pain but present.
Okay. And Secret will not be at the session after the next?
Correct.
Basically.
I will be I won't be out of town, but I will have somebody in town from essentially the 15th to the 23rd. So I will not be able to play because they're staying at my place.
That's fine.
Alright. But anyway, both the chicken and the shield are beginning to wobble. And you see the shield begin to slow down, and you see the rooster begin to move the opposite direction. I'll take that as
Is my shield? What's my shield doing right now?
it looks like
Just
it's
slow.
about. It looks like it's slowing down. It looks like something's about to happen to both the shield and the rooster.
Can I anticipate what's gonna happen?
You're not entirely sure. You can see that your shield is slowing down and the rooster is beginning to move opposite of well, the direction that the shield was going, basically.
Oh,
I'm just gonna let it happen.
I have a reaction, but it won't
Okay.
necessarily help immediately. I guess I could have done this earlier. Oh well, I'll do it now. Bless. On Zorg, Ash. Oh, who do I have as a third person?
I suppose I'll allow it because you can technically be trying to buff Zorg.
Well, that's what I figured. I figured if he was going to try something, now would be the time to buff him.
Is Bless a one-turn thing or?
No,
This is gonna last like a full 10 rounds, essentially.
Okay.
so, and Bless, let me double check something. Bless works every time, whereas Emboldening Piece, you have to choose which instance you use it, and you can only use it one instance per turn.
Okay.
I will make the third person who's blessed, Stefan, in case he does anything interesting.
So it was Zorg, Stefan, and who else?
Ash,
Ash.
Ash. Okay.
the main hero.
Ash is always the main hero.
He's
Our
Batman.
hero.
Don't forget.
Okay. It's 15. Alright. Feel free to roll a 1d4 for me, Zorg. It's probably not going to change what's...
4?
Yeah. Because that's what you got from Bless. It's probably not going to change the result, though, because something's about to happen. So you guys... Your shield comes to a dead stop. You see the chicken begin slowly moving in the opposite direction, and then just instantly you see the two of them fly in opposite directions, and the golden rooster flies basically into possession of the other team. And your shield flies flies basically directly right back at you.
Zorg will try to catch his shield.
Yeah, you can catch it. It might hurt a little bit because it's flying much faster than you were expecting. But
Zorg will
yes.
still attempt to grab.
All right. And I think that's everyone, right? So Stefan was moving forward. Zorg acted. Secret Emboldening Piece. Pyre tried to destroy equipment, and Ash used a bonus action to make a potion. But is there anything you'd like to do with your normal action? I don't think you acted yet.
I was trying to figure out what I could fully do to try and get that chicken out of that tornado.
You can
all I seem to
experiment.
have Yeah, all I've seemed to have gathered was I know I have Wind Lily, which is an air elemental flower,
Yep.
and Sky Breeze flower, and then I also have the anti-magic mushrooms.
Indeed. You could put them, if you have, you can combine some of them to make something like a gas grenade or a magic repelling like AoE grenade. Depending on what you put together, theoretically, you can make anything: a poison, a gas grenade, a gas cloud that dispels magic, fire extinguisher fluid, stuff like that. You're very, very open on what you can craft at the moment, especially since you don't have to worry about costs right now. Or you can try to get all of the other enemy team high by giving them hallucinogenics or depressants or stuff like that. Is he still there? Or is he
I
deliberating?
don't know. Something's happening.
Mike died?
His mic, I think it did die. He can't hear nothing or say nothing.
Oh.
Rip.
Maybe his laptop died.
No,
Maybe
his
you should-
laptop's still up. Let me log out. Speak.
Probably else.
Yeah, there we go.
There we
I
go.
can hear it. Y'all can hear it.
Alright. I'm not sure if you heard anything I said. If you need me to repeat what I said about, like, what theories of what you can do with the botanical guide, then I can repeat it again. If not, then you can...
You said I could make it into a gas bomb, and then
Yep.
after that it cut off.
Essentially, gas bomb, whether it's poisonous, hallucinogenic, or something like that, on top of actual poisons to buff your ally, or potions to buff your allies, stuff like that, elemental effects.
Yeah, I was just really wanting to see if I could cancel that wind with that anti-magic mushroom, and then I guess both the wind lily and the sky breeze, since they're both air elemental things. Maybe with the anti-magic mushroom, I thought I'd cancel it out, but
Okay.
like only one way to find out, right?
Yep, only one way to find out. I will also allow you to use your action to craft another potion, because technically, your bonus action crafting an item was the special rule set I gave you. So you can do both. So you can mark down that you have that fruit salad, basically, and you've also got the other theoretically wind magic canceling mushroom. But that basically means that you don't have any other moves you can do at this time. So that would be the end of the player actions. Which leads us to the rooster. We'll resolve the rooster turn, and then we will leave this for next week. So the rooster, after being flung towards a minotaur, was thrown by the wind, and now, after having a shield thrown at it, has been repelled back into possession of the first team. And as it flies back into the first team, Secret,
Yes.
you notice a magical effect that's about to fire off. You can see the rooster beginning to glow yellow. This is reversal of fortune. Specifically, from what you've witnessed from Cass, it's trying to switch locations with someone.
Oh. So is this rep map kind of sort of representative of where we're
Yeah.
at?
Basically, since you guys are on the same column, you are very close to each other. You're like almost neck and neck.
You'll have to remind me that this person's an orc, right?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know. So
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
Fuck. There goes speaking orcish to keep this a secret. Okay, I'm gonna look back at Pyre. And in
Yeah.
Celestial, I'm gonna shout, "Pass it on! He's using a Marcus or Kava. He's about to change places. I recognize that ability. I can do it myself."
Ah, geez, DM. Let me check the languages I know.
I know you know Celestial. We spoke it before.
Oh
guys
yeah,
did
but
speak
do I,
Celestial,
can I
yes.
speak it to anyone else without just shouting that chicken's teleporting?
Yeah.
Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Clicking that button. Yeah, besides you and me, we have no friends. So
Maybe Ash speaks
Uh,
Dwarven.
everything's going on. Yeah, it's too late. And that's Pyre's response.
Can I tell who it's gonna switch places with? Since I've used this ability myself.
Is anyone next to
This
Pyre?
is actually. Technically, if you're all on the same column, you're all very close to each other.
Beautiful. If I know chickens, Zorg, Pyre will subtly prepare to grab you should you turn into a chicken.
Oh yeah. Secret, you're about to
Mhm.
get your location switched.
Oh no! I'm gonna look back at Pyre and shout, "It's gonna be me!"
All right. Pyre tries
Zorg!
to adjust. Zorg!
Zorg,
Cat, grab him!
Zorg!
I like shove Zorg towards Secret.
I'm gonna let him do it.
Like
Zorg
they
trying to
have
grab this chick.
they turn to group one, like they're ready to go back in and get the rooster. You have panic shouting, like Zorg, grab it! It's like you see a couple of them turn their heads over to you, but then they lock eyes with each other again as the chicken begins to glow gold, and then switch. Secret is now in the midst of the first group. You're now like you've been caught by the Minotaur, and the Minotaur just looks confused. And
I'm just gonna
He
look
looked-
at him and say, would you mind putting me down?"
the chicken can shapeshift, right? This is just a trick, right? As
Group 2.
we-
I'm gonna just. Oh, actually, that'd be a great bluff. I'm gonna say it. Look at him and just play Group 2. I want to see if he falls for that.
Group 2. So,
Like-
sorry, you're going to have to explain. Just so
I'm basically telling him to like, oh yeah, it totally went to like in like subtle words. It's like it totally shapeshifted into somebody from Group 2. It's in their group. You should go there.
Oh yeah, it's in group 2. You know what? I will allow you to make a deception reaction on this. This will be your reaction this turn.
Oh boy,
I will move
I
you one forwards.
suddenly wish I had blessed myself. Deception incoming. Hey, I'll take that.
Good.
I'll take that. For 0 charisma, I'll take that.
That's pretty good.
and he looks over at group 2, like group 2 looks over at them. Like they're very confused as to what happened, as in the background, like you don't even need to make a roll to catch this rooster. Like it pops up secret, like it basically when it disappears, like you can see golden feathers begin to erupt from it, and a golden feather just drops slowly onto the ground. Boom. And it pops up right in front of Zorg, and you just grab it as you just hear a
Wait, but Zorg
Uh,
speaks it, doesn't it?
oh. Yes, he does. So he says, I'm free! Bad touch! Get away from me, you uncouth savage! I was supposed to be free with that reversal of fortune. How could you see through my cunning ruse?
Zorg's just stoic.
I'm gonna look over at group 2 and use. Can I use thaumaturgy to louden
no.
my voice? Damn, it was worth a shot.
Yeah, you've already used your deception roll, so you have to wait until your
Oh.
next round.
Does it look like that Minotaur is believing me? Like that the chicken totally shapeshifted somewhere in group 2?
Dimitri, this is a job for you. I'm not sure if this guy's telling the truth, or not, but I'm sure you can handle this.
I look at the one he labels as Dimitri and just go, Bagok.
You can see ice winds begin to flow out of him. And I'm just going to make that mental note down since we are going to be ending soon. Dimitri on his turn. Ice magic. Ice magic SM. Okay. Dimitri on his turn, Ice Magic SM. Alright. Ice Magic SM. Alright. But that was the rooster's reaction. You've successfully grabbed the rooster. And that will be the end of the first round.
Oh, man. Aren't
Oh,
you
boy.
glad I'm a son of Sarkava?
Indeed. So what did you guys think of the homebrew game system for this little tournament?
I think
Pretty
this is going to be weird and wild.
It is.
I
gonna be
love the-
wild.
This is going to be enjoyable.
I feel like it's a mad
I love the
dash.
chaos. Please make a handout so you don't have to repeat the rules next time.
Yeah,
It can be like bullet points. It's
Yeah.
not huge details, but just bloop.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking of right now, and I'm also going to clarify like the reactions and your turn actions. I am going to be prepping that handout for next time. But yes, I am looking forward to the chaos and you guys using your attack rolls in unconventional ways. Like Zorg using his shield to try to kidnap the rooster, which could have worked. Could have.
Yeah, I just made a better one on accident. A better plan on accident. He picked the
out.
wrong motherfucker.
Yep. It is going to be interesting. And Pyre, you probably do want to pay attention to what all of these people are doing, because they are all related to the gods, and Eustaphon, because some of the things that they are doing, you have access to, especially some
Yeah.
of the ones you're going to see soon.
Mm-hmm. My goal is just... I am expecting Zorg to play football in a moment, unless he gets screwed by magic.
Stefan, catch! Chuck!
Well, you guys have a good one. I'm gonna go ahead and head out.
Yep. See you guys next week and prepare for more chaos. More chaos
Yeah.
and more tournaments similar to this. Well, one more tournament guaranteed similar to this, plus the player tournament, player event that you guys will eventually make for me. Well, pitch to me. Alright.